You're talking about all men. Hello, everyone.
Ricky Smash.
I love China. Woo! I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you be watching this transmission. Whether you're watching us from your condo in the sky to your cabin in the woods, or just couch surfing, or on a road trip, or relaxing on your lazy boy. People of the night, welcome to Mike in the Night. It is 3 a.m. and something is moving you. So crack open a window, sit back, relax, get some tea or coffee, because you're tuned into Mike in the Night. Don't say I'm talking too much until you see what's behind. Just when you think it's done, just when you can't go on, tag along tonight on Mike in the Night. Let's talk this through. Hashtag Mike in the Night. Intro track by Ralphie.co.New Zealand. Today, we're going to get a few callers on. I want to have at least 2 first-time callers, or maybe 3 first-time callers on the show tonight, if that's even possible. I'm hoping you could add me on Skype, Mike Martins 1980. We have quite a few people discussing in the chat how they basically don't like using Skype because it's all coded or it's all being tracked. But you know what, guys? We're all being tracked regardless of where we're talking on or where we are or who we're with. So we got allergic to liberalism from Pensacola, Florida signing on. We got Scott Horeka in the house. We got Lord Humongous in the house. Trust the Silence in the house. Danny Brown. Lots of people pop up pissed. Lots of our regulars in the house in the comments section. So we're gonna get I'm gonna try to push to get a few first-time callers. I got someone analyzing the chocolate cake, the ingredients. We got to be very vague here before I end up being hung from a street lamp. So I got to be really vague about what I'm talking about because we just need to find out what's in this damn cake and what could it potentially do to us, right? So I'll show you in a second what I'm talking about. Let's go into a quick channel plug, and then we're going to get off into all the events that are going on. Holy smokes, there's so much.
Hello, everyone.
So much going on right now tonight. I mean, it's Mike in the Night is, before we would kind of like forecast where things are headed and kind of predetermine what to call our show. Inflation creeping up, survival food, 5G. Now, during the show, never mind a week later, during the show, there's enough world events happening that's going to change the whole paradigm shift. The Borealis is coming into view. It is totally coming into view, and everybody is seeing this from all over the world, depending where you are. Everyone's being affected. Every human being is being affected by whatever they're trying to push or whatever the agenda is in their countries or whatever is going on in their countries. Okay, so here it goes, guys. Search for the truth in the house. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Okay, guys, here's a quick channel plug, and we're going to roll it out. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The chocolate cake is up here. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Guys, this Wednesday's economic show, we're going to talk about let's devalue our money race. So we're going to race to the bottom. Let's devalue our currency. Next week's Mike in the Night, let's get digital. I just put that up there. Who knows? We might have contact by aliens by then. Guys, this is Mike in the Night Discord. I don't know how to use it. I just set this up. I don't even know. I'm giving you guys a link here. There's a link. And we'll have the Discord open live so you guys can send links and stuff. And I'll have it open on the next show because I don't have anyone on Discord. So I don't know how to use this, but there it is. If you could see that, there it is. Mike in the Night. I'm not sure how you could find it. I don't know how it works, but we'll figure it out as we go. Guys, don't forget to send me your Instagram messages on Instagram. For some reason, they don't block messages on here, and I get tons of messages. Teespring, Amerifornia shirts are selling well. I love Amerifornia. Teespring, wife beater. And we got Amerifornia hoodies and t-shirts and v-neck shirts for I Love Amerifornia. So if you're living in America, watch out. Amerifornia's coming. Guys, don't forget to support Lord Humongous Amerifornia Tour. Please support Lord Humongous Amerifornia Tour. He's going to go across America. He sent me some pictures of the van he's working on to go across America to give us some of the stories and actually on the ground what is happening, live streaming with us on Mike in the Night. Artbydano.com. Don't forget to check him out. You're not your typical art. Artbydano.com. Check it out. He could even commission you a family portrait or a painting or a pet or something you love dearly. Artbydano.com. Oh yeah, it is Mike in the Night. I'm pushing to get Ricky Spanish on the show. Hopefully we can get Ricky Spanish on. He was on briefly on Wednesday night. Hopefully we can work to get him on the show tonight. And, okay, here we go. Okay, Skype is already lighting up. People turning on their Skypes already around the English-speaking world, broadcasting across the Commonwealth. Don't forget to check out ralphie.co.new Zealand because he is restreaming our show in New Zealand. Okay, let's open what we have to open. Where is this? Where are you? Oh, here you are. Okay, guys, this story just shocked me, guys. This was put up a couple of hours ago. This one really troubled me right here. This is on the channel. 6-year-old shot and killed after mother gave middle finger to another driver. Wow. So now, like, I have a lot of experience of getting the middle finger here in this town. A lot of experience. There's one person in this town that gives me the middle finger, my wife the middle finger, me and my wife, or my wife and me the middle finger. Every time he sees us, does the come on with the middle finger, threatens me. And every time, we went to the police a few times, the police said, oh, it's Ricky Spanish. We'll call him back in a few minutes. Call him back in a few minutes. Yeah, that's Ricky Spanish. Okay, hold on. So I've been given the finger many times, and I don't, and the police keep telling me that it's forming an opinion. What are you going to do? The guy's forming an opinion. Someone gives you the finger, they give you what are you going to do? There's nothing you could do. This year, I'm probably around 60 times I was told off. Last year was just maybe 600-700 times by the same person. But I can't believe the guy gets the finger and he pulls. I can't believe it. I'm really shocked. I got a few articles. So, we got Search for the Truth is saying this show has medicinal value. No. He says, yeah, that shooting is only 30 miles from me. So, I mean, wow. Kid in the car, you shouldn't be giving anyone the finger, just my opinion. Yeah, but yeah, the nonsense in America is weapons grade now. And then LG is saying, I keep trying to tell Mike this. It's out of control over here. And USA violence will go up 5,000% when the social welfare ends. That's ABC commenting there. So let's go into the article for it. Like I don't know what to say, man. She had to hold her little boy as he died. 6-year-old's family, California police seeking shooter in road rage death. Hours after police say 6-year-old boy was fatally shot in Southern California road rage incident on Friday, his sister tearfully pleaded for the public's help as police continued to search for the shooter. Wow. And it's really, really sad that it's come to this. I mean, where I live, where I'm here, I get the finger all the time. I go out, I get the finger. I'm at my store. Buddy would drive by, give me the finger. Same guy. I get the finger 2,000 times a year. But I don't freak out. The police say he's forming an opinion. That's forming an opinion. There's nothing wrong about it, and I respect that. But I can't believe someone gets shot for forming an opinion. So we got, who else we got here? Mitch Madden in the house. Anna Key. Yeah, sad story, says Alan Howick. Boy 6 shot and killed in car booster seat after his mother gave other driver the finger on California freeway, cutting her off. How can you express words to this? How can you throw words to this? How can you throw words to this? Makes you wonder, huh? Makes you feel like, police say gunman was seen traveling in a white car is still at large. That could be a million cars in California. Look at the car here. I guess the car, she stopped on the highway, I guess. Very disappointing. And humanity is almost like, yeah, probably publicity for Biden's gun control. Sure. Of course they're going to want to ban guns. I'm pro-gun. Guns don't kill the people. It's the people that are using the guns, right? A toaster. You could kill somebody with a toaster if you really wanted to. You could kill somebody with your car. You could kill somebody with this bottle, right? It's who's operating and using it is it could be the issue. The biggest issue I think of them all is that. So firearms training certification should be grade 10 and 11 requisite. I know in the high school here, they learn how to use rifles. Like in the local high school here, they learn how to hunt in the local high school here. Because I'm out in a small town, right? And people give I get the finger. I don't give no one the finger. I get the finger all the time. So if you guys actually want to follow that, I actually have an entire series of me being harassed on my channel. It's called the Merit Harassment Series. For opening a business similar to someone else's. I get the finger all the time, and I don't. Wow. I can't. So I'm going to give you guys a link to the Merit Harassment Series. If you're bored, keep it on the side to watch later. It's actually a good series where we go over all this nonstop, and I'm getting sued. I got a cease and desist for opening a business. I don't go around freaking out, and you know what I'm saying? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. No internet. So this was sent to me by Juan Aguiar, who lives in Buenos Aires, Argentina. He sent me an email in Spanish telling me that they are actually shutting down the internet in Argentina to prevent people from organizing rallies. Right? So here it is right here. As Argentina says, a record number of COVID, a new lockdown sends all students home to learn remotely. The question of how to ensure that those without access to internet or computers can learn has become very urgent than ever. So, no hay educación. What does it say? Que nadie se queda afuera. No se puede quedar afuera. So there's lots, I could barely see the signs there, but that's what it's saying there. And people are in protest, So we're going to go into something here real quick just to get this settled. Argentinian flags circuit breaker lockdown. Argentina will tighten pandemic lockdown measures to combat severe second COVID-19. Second? When the hell is this thing dated? This is dated 3 days ago. So you're telling me they're going through a second wave? We're going through the fourth wave. And then there's China's warning for a 7th and an 8th wave.
Woo! You're talking about all man.
So second wave in Argentina, and then they got the 5th wave here. Is it 4th here in Canada? Could someone please educate me and tell me what wave we're in Canada? Because they're saying this is the 2nd wave in Argentina. And then China's already announcing a 7th wave. So they could take over Taiwan. I hate communists. Patrick is saying Mike's lit. Oh, yeah.
You're talking about all man.
So they got the 2nd wave there. Okay, you know what, countries of the world? You need to organize and find out what damn wave you're on. Stop making this crap up like you think you know what you're talking about. Okay? When half the world says they're in the 4th wave, why is the other half in the 2nd wave? We got Lions of Israel. We need Lions of Israel to come on the show. On Mike in the Night to call in. We got Lions of Israel in the comments. We're in the 69th wave in Ontario, Canada. So there it is right there. So they're claiming a second wave in Argentina. We're in a fourth wave up here. Right there. That's the wave right there. That's the wave we're in right there. Now, I brought this up. We discussed this before. Hopefully a big YouTube channel with lots of subscribers could take this and actually mirror this, what I'm saying, and make your own video, because 2019 was a year of protest. 2019 was called a year of protest. Look at all these countries that were protesting in 2019. 2019, what do they call it here? Protests that rocked the world in 2019. Tons of protests in 2019! So what happened? Well, COVID showed up. I said this in June of 2019. I said the only thing they have left that could, in their arsenal, is they're going to pull the trigger on a mass pandemic. You guys know what I'm talking about. You can see the video from summer of 2019 when I said that. Because they're running out of things. They're running out of ideas. Yeah, guys, I'm live. Refresh. So, can somebody please comment in the comments exactly what wave we're supposed... Because Argentina's saying they're in a second wave. So, let's look at the protests that rocked the world in 2019. This thing is only 43 pages long, so they could only talk about the specific, more, I guess, populated countries. So, 2019 comes to a close. Citizens across the globe continue to protest injustices, demand reforms, and push for regime change from India to Iraq to Venezuela, Algeria, Haiti, Spain, Hong Kong to Colombia, Puerto Rico, Iran. Millions of people reached their breaking points. This one's just covering the so-called regimes. This is not covering the French Gilles de Jean. This is not covering... it probably is. I don't know. Let's go in here. Okay, here we go. Iraq. Obviously, we know that. That's no surprise. France. The gas tax is the tip of the iceberg. That's the Gilles de Jean. That's the Yellow Vest movement. Following that. That went on for about 50 weeks. Or 70 weeks. I'm sorry, 70 weeks. And then in January, protesters... Where's this? Venezuela. Venezuela was basically sanctioned to death. And that basically caused a runoff on their monetary system. And you started to see mass inflation in Venezuela because people lost confidence in their governance, right? Let's keep going here. Haiti. Yeah, we saw Haiti. Algeria. What is this? Sudan. Hong Kong. Hong Kong was an absolute disaster. But you know what? COVID came to save the day. Lebanon. We've had enough. Chile. There's no turning back. Chile was basically raising taxes, putting in austerity measures, and cutting back pensions. Does that sound familiar to you? Yes, because all the world is doing this. Because they're taking on debt and they're spending money that they don't have. So what do they do to fix it? COVID. To fix this problem. Because they're not talking about the protests in Canada. They're not talking about the protests in Australia. They're not talking about the protests in New Zealand. They're only just talking about the countries that should be discussed. What else we got here? Colombia. Iran. Like tons of countries. These are the ones that they were reporting on. But they're not, Yo, Patty, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Good. Are you watching the show?
Yeah, it's a great show. I love your show. I know you're very animated tonight, but I'd like to tell you from Ireland not to worry if that's okay.
Where are you right now?
I'm in Ireland.
Yeah, no, I know. Are you in Dublin or Belfast?
Just north of Dublin, just north of it.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's just, we get told we're in this wave, we get told this is this wave and that wave, and they're talking about a seventh wave. Do you think maybe all these protests we were seeing in 2019 triggered this BS?
In 2019, yeah, there was a lot coming to a head then, wasn't there? So they're trying to, what I believe is they're trying to just, like, they're trying to push everyone through the cattle grate, on a cow on a farm, the way the cattle go through. So they're trying to see who can get through and who can't in a business way, So a lot of, if you're worried about your business and stuff, a lot of businesses probably will fail and stuff will go under, but they're going to try come out with this. They're doing it to build back better stuff, So I suppose what people are waiting on is this their new the new plan, because they've kind of boxed themselves in, as your other contributors have said before. The Raven and the guys, they've boxed themselves in, and they don't really know where to go from here. So, and we're all aware of where things are at. So it's like, where's the yield coming from? Where's the business coming from? They know they can increase prices if they want, but they don't necessarily want to do that, because it will kind of kill more businesses. So, as I said there, my analogy is the cattle going through the grate, where they get the hooves caught in. Well, those, whatever businesses are going to fail, they're going to fail. I'm a musician myself, so I think a lot of that stuff is kind of gone, because you can get music on YouTube. I don't know what, like, other businesses, new businesses are going to come through, but that's what they're hoping for. China, obviously, they've taken all the manufacturing. They've actually turned it on us, and they're buying the property. So I think
Chinese investors completely transformed Dublin within a matter of 2 years.
Yeah, you know what they were doing? They were buying, the REITs, the real estate investment trusts, the REITs. They were buying them, they were starting them, and then they were basically squeezing all the poor renters in Dublin, any people who were supposedly working for the tech companies, the Googles and the Twitter and all that. And those wages, their wages were going into renting in Dublin, So it was actually all their rental wages were going back to China, basically.
14,000 people sleeping rough in Dublin, and that is 3,800 of them are children. And Ireland faced a huge dramatic transformation in 2018 and 2019, and then the city of Dublin has completely changed. Like, when I go to Ireland, I want to see Irish. I want to feel Irish. I want to be part of the culture. I don't want to go there and make it be like Vancouver or Sydney. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you see, that's not the business model. The business model now is to import in migrants, from Germany. This is what they do: import migrants in, and basically give them kind of carte blanche with banking and finance. So you get a loan, no problem. You don't have to pay it back, and then you can get a car and all that. But in the grand scheme of things, those cars are coming from China or Germany. So they're trying to keep the economy going by migrating people in and keeping the influx going, because us natives in the countries, we're kind of, in a way, we're dead weight, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
In a business model, we're dead weight, because they can migrate these people in. They can give them a low loan at a low rate. They can basically treat the migrants like they would have treated the Irish, maybe before, give them more opportunities, put them into policing, put them into politics. So, and then they can continue their charade again. And I've nothing against it. Like today, I saw a couple of African guys driving in their cars, and I'm happy to see people doing well. But what it is my thing is the manufacturing. They're not manufactured in Ireland. They're not. We're basically it's kind of like a warehouse here, so people can be migrated in, and the business model can continue, where we buy products from China. And if we can keep our society safe, which has been recently, people are civilized and safe, that's good. But when I see the stuff in Europe and France, that's concerning. There's a lot of problems in France and Germany and Spain. Spain's taken a lot. Portugal's taken a lot.
France screwed itself up when they, what was it, Libya was it Libya refused to send their percentages of their oil sales to France, you know?
Right.
And
Okay.
then that's when Gaddafi got taken out, and that was a major issue because France was getting a lot of kickbacks from you know.
Yeah, this stuff apparently was it Clinton? What was it? Macron? Oh, not Macron. The guy before.
Yeah, I know
What
who
was
you're
his name?
talking about. They went in there. They
Cohen?
thought they were going to get 100% of fulfillment and stuff. They ended up losing they lost everything. So they're no longer
Yeah,
getting any
they
more
made it- they made it-
black market petrol money anymore. France.
So like Ireland's okay. We're kind of like we take the slop at the end of it. We're getting people in, but it's peaceful. But big cities, big countries, big populations, the likes of Spain, France, they're having problems because people are not. There's been too many people pushed in. They're not integrating. The people from Georgia, the other country, Georgia in Europe,
Yep.
are fighting with the people from North Africa, who are also fighting with the people from like Eastern Europe and Lebanon, and so there's like this multi-ethnic. It's like Black Lives Matter times 100. The guys are firing bombs at each other, and
yeah, it's crazy.
Where here it's more peaceful.
Here
it's
in Alberta, in the province of Alberta, that's beside me, they have a major issue with Somalian gangs. They're like very big and very connected.
Yeah, and I don't know how much of that is deliberate on the government, is because all the UN stuff, you know, like how much of that is create a problem and find a solution, you know.
All right, Patty.
It's mostly peaceful. The pubs aren't even open here. There's nothing to do. There's no like. I suppose people are just. We know what's going on, but if you protest, a bit like what was happening, they had a big police presence here, and they don't want nationalists or people who are proud of their country or want. So, it's kind of like, it's a bit like because there's not any fire bombs or places burning down, people are happy. People are happy to have the immigrants in, but if that shit kicks off, that's going to be a different story. But that's the threat. It's the threat of if you say you want to be nationalist or you want your country to run your own country, then you have problems. Then it's the same.
Oh yeah, if you want to back up your own country, you got to remember, like the country I live in is an idea, right? Your country, Ireland, is actual like ground roots of history, forefathers of the building and fighting and you know, like really fighting for, you know, what you guys had in the 50s and the 60s, right? But now you're losing it all to it's an economic takeover, right?
What happened was, I think you covered it before in Ireland with the low tax rate and the double Irish thing. Once Ireland went that way and, as I say, became the kind of whore or the low class whore that would take any company in. Once the companies got in and the pharmaceuticals, then they dictated the policy to the government. And that's very sad. So it's like we do have good farming communities and good communities, but at the moment it's more like we're trying to have peace. So the people who are here will be civilized, and then we can have, I suppose it's like a form of normality because we know what's going on. So it's like, okay, if we can't party, well, nobody can party. So that's fine. We can be normal. So then, look, we know it's the UN stuff, but it's very hard to fight against this because what they want is, I suppose, Raven and people like that have come on. They know what's going on. They want the control of the system in between us people, you know. So even the shops here, they did all that stuff. You can only buy certain things, but we didn't. They wanted people to protest, but we were like, we know what's going on. Like,
I understand. It's as long as you're awake and you guys know what's going on, and you could negotiate for yourselves, which is the most important thing, because 90% of this planet is no longer negotiating for themselves, and that's what's scaring the crap out of me.
Well, the worst thing what they did here from an Irish point of view, we're like the Italians or the Spanish or the Portuguese, like you said, we love family. when they brought the whole lockdown thing in, which was terrible for everyone, but they made a point of separating people from their elderly relatives,
Yeah.
which is a part of their community. And, my mother's 73 and she was very upset. And it took a toll on her physically. So I had to be there for her. Whereas some people were like, I'm not visiting my mother. I'm not going to visit my mother because of the fucking COVID or bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So I found that very.
Well, they're already
hurtful.
admitting it here at the old senior homes. A lot of people were dying for being neglected.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's what they're trying to do to us. It's war crimes, but this is their policy, whatever the UN and these guys have come up with,
Mm-hmm.
To try to take away our connections. So what's happening, I think, in Ireland is we're trying to hold our heads above, hold our dignity up, which I think everyone is. But what they really want is they wanted to push people into anarchy and the Black Lives Matter, this stuff. They wanted to push.
Yeah, into those movements. Yeah, I totally.
So we're trying to kind of keep our chins held up, and we know that at the end of the day, we're in the euro currency, so we know that the decisions are not being made in Ireland; they're being made in Brussels and in Germany.
I know,
so
and that's a major issue too.
Yeah.
We could do a whole show on that.
We're kind of it's like when you're in the hole in when World War One, the trenches. We're in the trenches, and we know the bombs are flying, but we're gonna survive this.
You're right.
It'll be a different country. It won't be the same, but hopefully, I mean, those people who are migrated here, they deserve a good life too. So I've no problem with that. But what is the problem is those groups who finance the aggression, finance division.
Yes.
They kind of make money from having wars, if it be in Palestine or in France. They're really the problem,
Yeah.
They don't want good business. They don't want good family life and roots.
You're right. Okay, Paddy, I'm going to let you go. We'll get you on the show again, I promise.
Yeah, we're walking the line. That's what we're doing in Ireland. We're walking the line. I walk the line. All right, Mike.
Keep us in check. I know it's 1 o'clock in the morning but once in a while, come on the show and keep us updated on what's happening in Ireland, okay?
Walk the Line is a good song for anyone listening, because a bit of Johnny Cash, because it's kind of like that. You kind of have to keep your head up and know what's going on,
All right, Paddy O'Shea. God bless you.
Thank you, brother.
Okay. That's Paddy O'Shea in Ireland, just north of Dublin, calling into the show. Messaged me before many times, and I've read some of his comments here live on the show. I know what time is it there? It is 3:31 in the morning there. So it's pretty early in the morning in Ireland. We got somebody from Germany too that's in the comments too. I saw him earlier. So this is really, really interesting where things are headed. Let me just cover. So are we in agreement here? Massive protests in the world. They agree from this article that was written in 2019. 2019 is a year of protest, right? It was posted on the 20th of December 2019. So this is before COVID kicked off, and then miraculously COVID shows up. So it kind of makes you... So are we in agreement here? So we had somebody in the comments say India claims its second wave as well. Fangulo, second wave. So it's in the second wave as well. So Argentina's in the second wave. Here in Canada, we're in the fourth wave. And in Los Angeles, apparently they're in their fifth wave. And Australia's in their third or fourth wave. I'm not sure. I'll show you what wave that is. Right there. That wave right there. Stay strong, Ireland, says Ellen Howick. It's very interesting times we're living in right now, folks. So, Ricky Spanish is going to call in. Hold on, Ricky Spanish. Let's get Ricky Spanish on the show.
Ricky Spanish.
Let's see what he has to say. See there, Ricky Spanish. He's not picking up. All right, Ricky Spanish is not picking up.
Ricky Spanish.
Oh, it's Ricky Spanish. Yo, Ricky, what's up, buddy? Hello? Hello?
Oh.
You muted me, man. Hello? You just muted me.
Oh, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You muted me by accident.
Yeah.
What's up,
Yeah,
Ricky Spanish? How you
figured
doing?
Yeah, what's up? I'm been reading all day. You know, I found a couple new documents. I got this document. I don't know if you want to read it too. Where is it? Because it's on a U.S. agency website.
Okay, listen, you're in North Florida. What wave are you in? Or in New York?
The wave. Well,
What wave are you in? Fifth, third, fourth? What wave are you in?
Well, I'm in both. Well, both no masks and
So both as in New
yeah.
York and North Florida.
Yeah, those waves don't apply to me. These people, they're a bunch of actors, either for China or for somebody else. Who knows what they're working for right now? So I don't do those waves. I live by the beach though, so you know what I mean, Mike. I don't do this. I'm not too excited. I guess we're in an executive order wave, you know, because we got the wave.
What the hell does that even mean? An executive order wave? What the hell does that mean? They keep making this crap up as they go along.
Well, you know, I sent you that photo. They're doing the fertilizer. They're using the humans as fertilizer.
Yeah, I heard about that, but they've been saying that for the last 30 years, dude.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know. They're saying the climate change, right? The whole climate change.
Are they doing that now again?
I would. Well, I mean, they can do whatever they want. It's happening. You know, it's happening. You also got, you know, Trump slipping up and saying that he's going to be back in office this year. So, the AO, how do you say that news channel? OAN, right? There was that young lady who was interviewing him at the tower there. And I kind of believe that, especially when they said that the Pentagon had a secret Florida take over like all the IP addresses from the Pentagon, and it was kind of they were friends with Trump. So I'm actually I'm thinking by the end of the summer, some kind of implication that
So you're talking 8 weeks.
Some type of
weeks.
executive order. I mean, yeah, some kind of special executive order. I think it's some special powers or something.
Ricky Spanish.
And it was just this is all smoky mirrors, type of to improve the whole, you know, I guess you could compare it to what they're doing when trying to vaccinate kids that can't get sick from a virus that don't exist, type of thing. So it has something to do with the kids and and this whole, like, you know, I'm watching all these videos of these kids going to these school board hearings, and they're whatever, they're like 10 years old, not even 7 years old, and they're complaining.
I saw
this
that.
is a
I
yeah,
saw
it's
that.
a mental health crisis.
Yeah, America's facing a major mental health crisis. Well, the world is. The world is facing a mental health crisis.
Well, like you said, people are you know, that whole situation. Like I got locked up for the night because basically I was talking.
So you got locked up for forming an opinion.
I was just talking to people, and this is not the first time they've done something like that. And it was targeted, like, because I'm white, You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys know about the whole race. Well, obviously, yeah, you guys see these BLM people burning shit, and they whatever. They got Maxine Water. What the heck she is, and she's just like, oh my god, I don't even know. Like,
I
so
know you. I
yeah,
understand Ricky
so
Spanish. I understand where you're coming from with this, but the problem we're facing here is that there's just too much happening. You remember? Do you remember 3 years ago, before all the BS, where they just kept pushing global warming? No, was it global warming? No, it was climate change, and then it was climate crisis. So it used to be.
what year was that?
No. It started with methane. What was it called? Methane protection order in the 1870s. They try to charge farmers taxes or tax credits for the methane on their from their cattle, and that was Methane Protection Act in the 1870s. Then they tried the Ozone Protection Layer Act, or the Ozone Protection Layer Group, in the early 80s. I don't know, Ricky Spanish, if you remember the early 80s when they were saying that, oh, the ozone layer has holes in it. I don't know if you remember that. I was a kid then, but I still remember them.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
and then Al Gore, the greatest guy that ever walked the earth, was telling us that Florida was going to be underwater by 2007. And they called it global warming. I think that was in 2000. So nothing happened in 2007, and Florida's coastline has receded, actually, by a couple of feet, if you want to get technical. Now, then in 2017, they changed it to climate change. Because now you can't argue the climate changes because it's going to rain tomorrow. So the climate changes, right? And then now, 2021, it's climate crisis.
Yeah. But they forgot they're shipping the kids all over the country, and these kids don't have any ID, and they're randomly getting. You got 10 Spanish kids getting in a random van, unmarked, and just they're going wherever they're going when nobody knows where they're taking them. So this country is what is left is right. Especially this radical left. That's basically why I was attacked from a radical left person. And I'm the happiest thing is that I don't when it hits the fan. I don't feel guilty that I voted for one person, because the person that I vote for is on the ballots. They don't have an option for none of the above.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can see this radical left, and Joe Rogan was right when he said the other day, like, people like me who are trying to voice their opinions, we are stuck inside our house, and it's enslavement.
Yeah.
I can't go outside my house, because if I talk to somebody, they can turn around and oh, well, I talked to him or something else or another. He did something disorderly, or what. This is the flow that it's going, and I just want it to change. I don't want people to be dependent on whether or not, if you can travel or not. That shouldn't be, or their kids right now, because the new thing is they're going for the kids. They want to vaccinate kids.
I know,
That's
and
not
then
right.
I don't know if they
Why
put
do
that
they
order
wanna
on
go
for the kids to get to attend school. I'm gonna have to pull my kids out of school. We're gonna be talking about the ingredients in that cake today. I have somebody who's gonna come on the show in a few minutes here that's gonna explain the ingredients in that cake that they're making for us. I got a sheet that actually explains the ingredients. I don't even know what the hell I'm reading, so I'm gonna get someone on the show who's gonna explain what's inside the cake. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so this document I'm reading, I didn't finish reading it. It's 123 pages, and I got like 4 other documents. Basically, they're all confidential documents, I guess, but after 20 years, because they're doing the same agendas from 20 years ago. So all you got to do is
20.
go on the.
They've been trying to pull the wool over our eyes for the last 120 years that we've documented, Ricky Spanish.
Yeah, I know, and it just lays out the population. So I got this one. I can quote it because it's on this page. It's on page. I'm trying to find 85, and it says and requests a mandatory population control that is appropriate for all countries, and it's basically about ecological damage and adverse climate. It seeks also to control food consumption, and it goes over a food rationing program.
Do
And
you
then,
like synthetic meats, Ricky Spanish?
uh, well, I think the good part is that this divorce, right, is going to expose, um, Epstein and Gates. So obviously she's already getting paid out, but she's going to want more money. That's just how the women work, That they're a tough species, but she's gonna money grab on him, and she's got a lot of information. Plus, she really didn't want to be with him. He was sleeping with people that he employed at Microsoft, and that was last week. I mean, we talked about it, and everything we talk about, they come out on the news. Even the alien stuff, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. All of a sudden, it hit hard. They were on that, and they're on that now too. But yeah, and now also other countries are joining in on that. There's Mexico just released a similar video because they've been tracking them. They're not too hard to not track. Most of the people who are in special investigations for the Air Force, they're the ones who talked about 9/11 and stuff. And that when you talk about stuff where there was mysteriously trillions of dollars, like a money grab like that, it's kind of similar to now, but it was one individual that did he did like a $4 or $5 trillion money grab, and it was one individual. He was in the administration during that time, and he's a Frankist. So these Frankists are also connected with the certain politicians that they're involved with, Epstein, and to accelerate the whole dynamics of population control and their direction of their Jewish Messiah. So you know about the Jewish Messiah, which was created March 21st, and that was the conflict that started because the Jewish people wanted to control Mount Antonio, right? That's the temple there, and that was to kind of, they've been attacking them on their holiday to incite them not to have fasting, all the situations, so they can develop their ideology of their Messiah that they've called into action. And that's their agenda. They've been going back and forth. Where's Mashiach, Mashiach, Mashiach? So these guys, they got all the money. If you notice all these, Pfizer, Moderna, they're not just from Israel. I mean, because they moved all over the place. Whether they're from Russia. I love my Russian friend, but they're Jewish. So that's just how the demographics are. Most, that's where the leadership is coming from.
There's people all over the world from different demographics, but people are brought up with different views on things, right? And different different ways of anyways, listen, I got this other guy that's going to come on the phone. He's waiting on me. He's going to go over the ingredients on what is inside the jab. Okay.
Oh, I got that though. SM-102. It's the flammable liquids. It's toxic. And also the microchip, that the Bluetooth.
Well, I don't know about the microchip. I don't know much about that. But listen, we'll have you on.
Did you see the magnets on the arms?
Yeah, I saw all that stuff. I saw all that stuff.
All right, Mike.
All right, we'll talk soon. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry too much, Ricky Spanish. We'll have you on soon, okay?
Yeah, there's more research. I mean, these vaccine companies are gonna get shut down. They're like, they're fake companies. They don't have anything.
I know they have nothing. They don't even have office space. They lease everything. They don't own anything. I understand. They have no infrastructure.
It's a placebo, and they're spreading the spike protein. It's not. They're not going to be able to function under. It's just not. I'm telling you, just like the Bitcoin thing I said was going to happen about the ban, and it happened the next week. Mm-hmm. The ban is going to happen for these vaccine companies. They're never going to get approval.
Okay, we're going to hold you to that, Ricky Spanish.
So you don't have to worry. They could do wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. It'll never matter because they'll never get approval. They can't mandate something that's never been approved by So let them do what they got to do. We got to do what they do, and we're gonna, you know, we're gonna follow them around. That's all. They can come around as much as we got options. So a lot of us, you know, we got the word out already. This people are just tired of this adverse effect, guys. You can't do anything. You got to stay like, you know, careful. Why? Because if people in this world, they have the right to be crazy and right and do all this that they're doing. Population and messing with people's like that. It's come on. That's why you can see it on these rappers. I mean, oh, I got all this, I got all that. Everybody wants that. They want that spotlight, right? They want to be the Fauci who can't even tell the truth.
Doesn't that guy? Or no, that's Como that has nipple rings.
Yeah, we talked about Fauci. He can't tell the truth. Like, so he goes in front of Ron Paul, and Ron Paul's calling him out. Like, you funded this thing, and we all know they funded it, and they worked with Harvard, and the Harvard professors were locked up.
Yeah.
And China's had spies. They all, right? Because they all, when you're 18 years old, you have to join the Chinese military. Like Israel, when you're 18, everybody's got to join, right? I had an option. You know, I delayed it, but I got until 39. I'm not 39 yet, and I got 2 degrees. So I'd come in as a high, hopefully a high, you know, sergeant on that level. When I got to go in, China does want to go. We're going to love it. The future's going to look great. And just like Elon Musk just put out a tweet, the future's going to be great. We all know what China's up to. So let it happen. I can't wait. We can't wait. And you know, we all know, you know, Henry Kissinger, the consultant, right, for JW, they were all involved in it too. So it's all the same group because they're in each country. We get it. You know, they're a global network.
Got it. Okay, Ricky Spanish, we got to let you go. We got to let you go.
go.
I got someone that's going to call in. They're waiting on coming on the show. We'll talk later. We'll have you back on, Ricky Spanish.
All right, buddy.
Goodbye. All right, guys, that was Ricky Spanish.
Ricky Spanish.
And he has his eyes open between North Florida and between New York. He's watching. He used to work, I think it was Goldman Sachs. He used to work for all these big companies, and he's got a lot of ties to a lot of the people. Let me get some water here. Let me wet my whistle here. Or sorry, wet my beak here a little bit. Get some water. So that's Ricky Spanish on the show tonight. And he's always got, trust me, this guy's been in and around and about in a whole 9 yards when it comes to figuring, trust me, Ricky Spanish has it going on.
Ricky Spanish.
All right, let's go back to some news, some headlines here, guys, real quick. Okay, 14 charged in connection to April No More Lockdowns rally in Stratford, Ontario. So anyways, people are getting arrested for organizing. They're even threatening to shut down internet service in some areas so people don't organize. You think I'm joking? You want the proof? Well, here it is. You want the proof? No internet in Argentina, because people were organizing demonstrations. And then earlier in the show, we discussed how the world was in protest in 2019. Protests that rocked the world in the entire, I don't know what country wasn't in protest or some sort of uprising. And these are just the countries they feel like reporting on. And if you go on here, you get a more in-depth look on 2019 is dubbed as the year of the protests. And guess what? In 2020... Covey shows up. So convenient for Covey to show up. Okay. All right. So we got Paddy O'Shea came on the show from Northern Ireland. It's like 3 a.m. there. Came on the show, gave us an update on what's happening there in Ireland. Like he said, keep your heads up, keep your chins up, stay focused, eye on the prize. You know? All right. After months of lockdowns, kids deserve summer of play. So who is trying to tell us? Ooh, they can let the kids go out and play this summer. Let the children, they've been good. This is turning into the most... I don't even know how to... So who's telling, oh, let the kids go out. I want to be a savior and get these kids outside and let them play this summer. Only if you follow the mandates will you get the chance to have your kids go out and play this summer. Because India, according to someone in the comments, is in a second wave. Argentina is a second wave. Vancouver's in a fourth wave. California is entering a fifth wave. And Australia, I think, is in a third wave. And this wave, right there, that wave right there, that wave. Don't forget that wave right there. All right, so let's get our scientist on the show here to figure out what the hell is that. So what am I talking? I'm talking about this, guys. Ingredients in chocolate
Mike,
cake.
what's going on?
Hey, Jacob, good to speak to you. Now, I got the video up that I put up, ingredients in the chocolate cake. I couldn't talk about it in the video, so could we vaguely discuss what is this is apparently what's being used in the serum?
Yes.
Okay.
So I went through the MSDS sheet that you sent me. Now, my pharmacology is a little bit rusty because it's been a while, but what I've gone through and I've able to dissect it, and what you're seeing is a slow-release chloroform-based sedative. This is a precursor medication. It is not a vaccine of any kind.
So can you explain what that means?
So what this would do is mildly sedate you over a long period of time, and it would dilate your lymphatic and blood vessels to a fully open state.
What does that even mean?
So normally your blood vessels sit at about 50% as your blood circulates back and forth. When they're fully dilated, up to 100%. And what they would do, this would be something they would give you if you were getting like chemotherapy, for example. Because what it is they want something to circulate through your circulatory system and lymphatic system as quickly as possible. But what makes this SM-102 very unique is its slow release. And a slow release over a period of 45 days. I've never seen a medication like this before. Never.
Would this? I mean, okay. Now,
it is not a vaccine.
Okay, but could this cure the flu or this current sickness?
This would make you sick.
Okay,
and over a period of 45 days, you would definitely feel in an altered state because you would be mildly sedated and your blood vessels would be fully dilated. So you would feel weak and flushed. You would simulate the flu, essentially.
So apparently to work with this stuff, you need protective gloves, tightly sealed goggles.
Yeah, this is the safety precautions are listed in this sheet are dealing with it in bulk. Yeah, they have people that are manufacturing it. Not if you were handling a small vial or something like that, you would be all right. Although 2,500 milligrams is a lethal dose, and that's not a lot. That's like 3 Tylenols. And you would die a terrible death.
So this does not actually. So what's the point? Can you explain what the point of this is?
So a similar medication you would give to somebody called a precursor. And what that does is that prepares your body for a rapid acting medication that would go in afterwards. Mm-hmm. So if you were getting your chemotherapy or something similar that had to circulate through your system very quickly, they would give this to you ahead of time to prepare your body to have it. When people will get the iodine or some kind of tracer ink put into their blood so they can get a CT scan, something like that. They put a similar medicine, but it's a fast-acting one that does not last for 45 days. That's more like some kind of antipsychotic medication that has that slow release time frame in it. And I would be very concerned about the lithium in sitting in your gallbladder and stuff like that for that period of time, because it would compile into your pancreas and gallbladder, and probably prolonged use would probably give you pancreatic cancer. I wouldn't want it circling around in my lymphatic system, that's for sure.
Okay, so it says here hazards identification, classification of substance of mixture, highly flammable liquid and vapor, fatal in contact with skin, suspected of causing cancer, suspected of damaging fertile or unborn child.
Yeah, these are
and then
handling
it says,
procedures.
Yeah, causes damage to the central nervous system, the kidneys, the liver, and the respiratory system through prolonged or repeated exposure. So,
Yeah,
what do
so
they mean
if
by
you were
repeated
handling
exposure? Exposure, like multiple shots, or
it would be if you were handling it, preparing it in syringes or handling it on a regular basis. These would be precautions that you would have to take. In retrospect, like vitamin C is lethal in enough, powerful enough dose. So it's not like this is outside the ordinary to have all of these WHMIS-style precautionary instructions on the MSDS sheet. This is fairly normal. If you were handling like 5 kilograms of concentrated vitamin C, that would also be enough to kill you if you had your hand on it long enough.
right? But this is they're putting this into our bodies.
Yeah, this is something different. This is essentially a precursor drug that lasts for 45 days. So somewhere between the first injection and the 45 days, they would probably give you something that's very fast acting, but I'd have to see what the second injection is. But this would you would definitely feel sick after they gave that to you, because your blood vessels would be at full speed for 45 days. That would tire you out. And you're also getting chloroform slow released into your body. And chloroform is a very fast-acting, powerful sedative.
So if you go to Section 12 of the Ecological Information, it says here that water hazard class 3, extremely hazardous for water, do not allow product to reach groundwater. Water course or sewage system, even in small quantities. Danger to drinking water if even extremely small quantities leaked into the ground. Also poisonous for fish and what's plankton in water bodies.
This is plankton or microscopic fish. Essentially what it's saying is the heavy metals that are in the hydrochloride, which is a fancy word for salts, would be enough to contaminate water, essentially, ecosystems. But you'd have to be dumping kilograms of stuff like this into a lake or a river for it to cause problems. But honestly, if you took 3 or 4 tablets of this, if you could maintain it and long enough to put it in a tablet, it would be a lethal dose. I definitely wouldn't want something in my system for 45 days. That's something that you would see like Prozac or antipsychotic medications.
Well,
right?
Isn't this illegal? Like, I mean, wouldn't it be illegal to make something like this for potential use in humans?
There are similar medications that sound just as scary when you look at the data sheets, like lithium, for example. Essentially, lithium is used for people that are bipolar, and it is basically mercury with two molecules missing from it. So they're essentially giving you mercury to rebalance your brain. That's fairly toxic, right? A tablespoon of that would wipe out a lake. But they give it to you in minuscule amounts over time, and it lasts in your body for a long, long time. This is what worries me. I definitely wouldn't want somebody injecting me with this and having to wait 40 days or whatever for it for you to get a second drug. This is a precursor, is what it is. It's it sets you up for what they give you next. I'd like to see what they give you in the second shot.
Well, I contacted these people and I asked them if they could give us that. They said they're working on it and they should have it up by the next 2 weeks.
I find that interesting because as to what exactly it is, vaccines don't really need a precursor. A vaccine is a simulation of a virus, right?
Right.
It doesn't need a precursor to circulate through your system at a high rate of speed. This is like essentially turning all the lights green and when you inject this into your system, and then sedating the patient so they feel essentially flu-like, right? To me, it looks like it's a simulation to simulate a flu.
Now, what happens if you're in contact with people that have got this injected in them? Like, what would potentially happen?
Well, you would be fine.
Okay.
But the person that had been injected would definitely be feeling some effects, because you would essentially be heavily sedated over a period of 45 days. And that's what that would do to your synapses in your brain. I would find that very interesting because chloroform is a very potent sedative, and to have 4 milligrams every hour released into your blood system for 45 days, I don't even know what that would do to somebody for prolonged periods of time. Chloroform is a famous inhalant that they used to use on people to put them to sleep quickly. It's very famous where you see in the movies where they take a rag with chloroform and put it on their face and they go to sleep. That's essentially what they're injecting into your body with something to dilate your blood vessels in your lymphatic system. So you'd be lit up like a Christmas tree for more than a month. I definitely wouldn't be volunteering to take this.
So why are they telling people, well, they're thinking of not being able, like, you won't be able to renew your driver's license if you don't take this. You won't be able to do this. You won't be able to do that. You won't be able to travel. So why are they putting people on the hook or putting people on the spot?
Well, I think that a lot of these threats would be unconstitutional, right? And you'd have to, of course, discuss that with a lawyer if they could actually make you do that. Because in Canada, they couldn't make us take it. Right, they could imply that there could be problems if you didn't, but at the end of the day, they can't force you into a chair and inject you. This isn't total recall, right? And threatening to take away your driver's license, if 9 or 10 million of us say no, that's it, it's over, right? This can't have that. The only way that Canada will be shaken out is by mass civil disobedience. Mm-hmm. That's the only way, right? Because Canada is not used to crisis, and they're drunk on power with this one. Totally drunk on power, as you can see. The rest of the world was back to work 8 months ago. 8 months ago.
Now they're calling for, and then am I just delusional, or is it because they dubbed 2019 a year of protest? And the protests that rocked the world in 2019 saw more protests all over the world, and then here comes COVID in 2020 to shut down the world. Do you think it's just the timing is perfect, or do you think that it's not a coincidence this was all put into motion to shut down the world?
Judging from what I just read, 2021 will be the year of the blood clot, because that's what you're going to have if you take this injection, or you'll have a heart attack. If you were an elderly person, that would be I wouldn't give it to anyone. So a slow release sedative like that, you're just asking for trouble. So I'm going to call 2021 the year of the blood clot, because that's what's going to happen if you take that.
Well, we're going into our fourth and fifth.
I used to be a forensic pathologist, and blood clots are very lethal.
We're going into our fifth week of people that I know personally that have taken the second dose. I know people personally.
It must have felt like cement being injected into their arm.
One guy I haven't seen since he took this. I have not seen him anymore. I don't know where he is. And he used to come and see me every Thursday, and I have not seen him. I saw him when he took the first dose, and he said he was in bed for 3 days, and he was fine after. And then the other guy that took it 3 weeks ago came into my store, and he was so out of it. Like, I've never seen him. He forgot his PIN number. He forgot what he was buying at the store. Then
he had been drugged with a sedative?
Huh?
Like he had been drugged with a sedative?
Yeah, but he's like, I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, my body's probably telling me to go home and sleep because I'm just overworking. It is. Huh?
I bet you it is. He would be in a very sorry state. Everyone's different, right? And how drugs and chemicals react with your body, because everyone's a little bit different. But as a former healthcare person, I would say that I would be very concerned if someone had taken this into their system because of the nature of how long it stays in your body. It's slow releases for 45 days. That is very strange.
This is just, I guess
strange.
You would call it the weapon of choice, I guess.
Well, no wonder people are getting blood clots. I'm surprised people are not getting heart attacks.
We have the article. I'll bring it up here live for you guys. I'll even type it in live so I'm not trying to, Mickey Mouse something here. Edmonton. We covered it 2 weeks ago.
So if you were getting a drug that required a precursor, they would give it to you like within 20 minutes or an hour.
Not 40
So if
days.
you're not 45 days, something is very, very suspicious about this.
So
because
this
I've never seen a slow release sedative like this before. I've seen one that lasts for 12 hours. I've never seen one that lasts for 45 days.
Okay, here we go. CBC, this is actually paid and funded by the Canadian taxpayers. This is actually government-funded media. The CBC, Canadians Broadcasting Crap, they're even admitting Edmonton woman who died of vaccine-induced blood clots was turned away from the ER.
Well, there you go. I don't know what to say other than she probably had a blood clot the size of her fist land in her cerebellum in her brain or something to that effect, or it backfired into her heart and caused an anginic style heart failure, right? Because once a blood clot's like this, it's gelatinous in your circulatory system. Once it hits somewhere where it can't go, now you have a serious problem. You have a blockage. And a blockage, once you have a blockage in your system in a major artery, it's over. There's nothing, they couldn't fix you fast enough, right? Because the blood will back up and become essentially deprived of oxygen, right? Blood clots are very, very serious. I'm concerned because this drug that you showed me, it doesn't have any anticoagulants in it of any kind. It has a diuretic for your blood vessels and chloroform. That's very, very strange. Like, we don't even use chloroform anymore except on lab animals. That's like a 1950s style medication. It's very strange. You spooked me out, I'm not going to lie.
Anyways, I just wanted, I don't understand. Like, I had a guy pretty much talk me down and put me in my place on Thursday.
Right.
Came into my store and he's got a college degree. He made it very clear that I didn't have one, and because he
one of those.
And he told me that science and all this stuff is good, and he was telling me basically that this religion that I follow, or Christianity, this religion hasn't given you the psych or the whatever. This guy put me in my place, and I didn't even eat lunch that day. I was so like, why are people talking? Why would this guy come in and talk to me like that? You know what I'm saying? And he watched a few of our shows, and he told me basically that he's taking a second jab in a week or so, and he's very for science, and that I am ruining or destroying other people's lives if they listen to me, because I may be at fault for people not taking this and potentially die. You know what I'm saying, right?
That's a very strange visit. Now, I know you do get all kinds of strange visitors because the nail that sticks out usually gets the hammer, right? So that's something that you gotta accept, being you're a personality, right? And I know you have thick skin because we've had many private conversations. And as far as college diplomas, listen, most of them are not worth the paper they're written on.
That's correct.
Now, the only reason why I have a decent education is because the government paid for it. Otherwise, forget it. And all the top richest billionaires on the planet, all of them have a year of college between all of them, right? You know what I mean? Elon Musk, he's got I think he did one semester. Bill Gates did 1 year. Like, nonsense. You've been to a university, you should see the stuff that there. I sat in a criminology class like 2 or 3 years ago. Absolute insanity. Talking about personality types and getting along in the office. That's what you talk. That's criminology. Forget it. Don't let anybody wag their education at you, Mike, because you're a businessman. Did that man own his own business? Probably not.
No.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I think, as sure as my name, as sure as I know my own name, I think I'm doing the right thing by discussing or maybe bringing up. We're just talking about the ingredients in this damn thing.
That's right.
And you are saying that you don't want this in you. I don't want this in me.
I find it very strange that they would want to start with the elderly. They would be the absolute last people you'd want to give something like this to. That's like, you know, I got a mother, she's in her 60s. You'd have to get through me to give that to her. Because who knows what that would do to a 60, 70, 80-year-old heart? Forget it, right? And you're compiling medications on top of medications, right? So something that you take regularly, all of a sudden it's going through your circulatory system at 100 times the speed, right? That's not good. That is not good at all.
Trust the silence. Trust the silence in the comments has a really good comment. He's saying, if science is real, how come we can't question it, but they can update information already given to the public?
Well, science is one of these words like religion or science, or you can't just say, well, science said, right? You know how many different disciplines there are? Some have very little to do with science at all.
Right.
And science is just an Arabic word for alchemy, which is also like a totally different venue, get to the same conclusion, right? So I went to school to be a scientist, and I would never have ever once called myself a scientist or said, relax, Mike, it's science. It doesn't work like that, because people are not stupid. Explain it to me, right? That's what you asked, right? It's a simple question. I don't like umbrella terms like that. They have all kinds of umbrella terms like right wing or left wing, or science or weather, climate change. It really means very little.
Yeah, but the general
trust
public,
me, I'm a scientist.
Like, well, okay, let's say this whole COVID thing, let's say they didn't go with this. They just kind of let it go from China, kind of wipe it out, right? Let's say. Let's say argumentatively that Hillary won the election. Hillary stopped the COVID at the border, and she saved Christmas, and she saved the world by whatever, right? Because Trump was president, obviously they're going to go through with this and get the mail-in ballots and all the BS. But if Clinton was, this would never fall on her lap if she was president, right? You know what I'm saying? They would have put the fire out at the border. They wouldn't have this problem, and it would have been business as usual. But then they would be grinding us day and night with climate change or global warming, or now they call it climate. It's called climate emergency or climate. What is it? Not climate change. Climate emergency, or
I don't even know.
Yeah.
If you wind the clocks back that far, when Hillary was running for president against Donald Trump, the United States was basically on fire, right? Portland, all these cities in the North Midwest, all these riots and everything, that had been going on for years. And right around 2019, there was like 100 cities across the planet on fire because people were protesting many, many different things. Mostly, I think, is the inequality that people face, right? Because people are smart now. They know that we can talk to each other. We can talk to a guy in a bicycle shop in India right now, and he could tell you that he works his butt off for peanuts, and his brother-in-law over here has a Lexus, and they grew up together. So they know that they get like a raw deal, and people were just not having it. It was a perfect time to have a pandemic show up and shut everything down. Now, Hong Kong is quietly very Chinese now, and everything, under the guise of national health or national security, they can slip in anything they want. But I suspect this was just the air brakes on the global economy, because you notice all the fake shortages are starting up now.
Portugal reopened a few weeks ago, and people from everywhere we're going to Portugal. Let's go on vacation, right?
That's right.
And England was saying, well, Portugal's demanding a vaccine passport, and then Portugal said, no, we're not. And then England says, well, if you want to get back into England, you need a vaccine passport to get into England.
That was the drug war all over again. Remember, they were making all these archaic drug laws in Europe to mimic the United States. And Portugal just decriminalized everything.
Decriminalized it and created dissuasion centers. And
exactly.
Portugal is the only country on the planet where drug use is a sickness, not a crime.
That's right. And you don't go to jail, you go to rehab.
Right.
And no more problems.
That's
right?
it.
Because they knew they
one
couldn't
overdose
right?
in 2019.
Right. And he was probably a foreigner.
It was a guy from England visiting partying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They knew they couldn't afford a giant police state because it's not a big country, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they wouldn't even try. There's we'll go in the opposite direction. We'll swim upstream for a bit and be fine. As Portugal has always done throughout history, if you know history very well.
Mm-hmm. So Bolsonaro in Brazil is saying here, I was watching this in the news because I watched the news directly from Brazil.
Perfect.
And they said here, he insists that closures and lockdowns do not have proven scientific efficiency against the COVID, and they are applied to oppress the people.
Yes, that has nothing to do with containment, because essentially COVID-19 is a variant of influenza, right? It's part of the all of the coronavirus families are all part of essentially influenza, or the respiratory flu.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Hold on a sec. So if they're giving you this thing here, this is the ingredients. So if they're giving you this, now explain to me, how is this going to help your respiratory system?
This
looks like a blood vaccine.
This would do nothing for your respiratory system.
So what's the point of it? Because this looks like a blood vaccine. It looks like something that's administered by the blood. It has nothing to do with your respiratory.
This is designed to open up your blood vessels and sedate your body, like similar to a painkiller. And then obviously they're going to give you something that's fast acting that will go through your system very quickly. But to have it so slow release is very, very disturbing. Perhaps it was engineered that they couldn't guarantee when you were going to get your second shot or whatever. But what is in the second shot? Because I want to see that.
I'll get it in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I find that very interesting.
So,
because this is they call it a precursor, and it is not like any one I've ever seen. But pharmacology is not my absolute specialty, so I'm like a little bit rusty. But chemistry and biology is. And the effects that this would have on your body, if it gave you a little bit too much, you would die.
Well, yeah. Well, here it is. Okay, here from Sudbury, Ontario. 2 more weeks of lockdown. Safe outdoor activities should bring a good summer, says Science Table.
Right. Well, what's Hereford have to say about it, right? And we're opening up in June plus 2 weeks. So he's already written off June. They will have to take it away from them. They will never give it up. Because, like I said, Canada's not, they're just drunk with power on this because they're not used to crisis. When was the last time we had a crisis here in Canada? Right? The 70s, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
The FLQ thing, and that was like 2 weeks? You know,
2
like
weeks
we're
in
just
a
not.
day.
Exactly. We're like very sheltered here, right? So a very compliant, complacent society. Complacency is Canada's pastime. Very famous general said that.
Okay, so now
it's
science,
really our
they're
fault.
using the
It's
name
really
of
our fault.
science, basically. In the name of science, and then
In the
people
name
like
of
myself.
weather, in the name of religion.
Well,
This
like
is
people like
envelope
myself,
term.
well, in the name of the book of Revelations,
Sure.
it's all saying what they're telling us. Oh, no, the guy told me, look, I believe in science, you're a religious guy. The problem with your show is you're religious, and your religion hasn't given you any, any energy or he basically told me your religion hasn't got you to 15,000 subscribers in 10 years. And he said, you're pathetic, and I don't even know why you put up YouTube videos.
How does he know? How does he know what you get out of religion? You know, have we even discussed it? I know you very well. We've never talked about God, right? It doesn't mean you're not a religious person or what does one thing have to do with anything? That's like saying because of weather, right? Or religion says it's okay to kill your neighbor because in one book somewhere it probably says that, right? We can't do these umbrella terms for things like that.
It's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair because you couldn't compare Hinduism to the Ten Commandments or whatever, right? Because they're like not mirror opposites of each other, but totally different philosophies, right?
So here it is. Let me break this down for you. People living in Ontario, Canada, while Florida and Texas have been open for a long time. And did you see that article where Texas has 0 deaths confirmed?
Yes.
Yeah.
They also have
cases don't mean deaths.
Of course not. And they very, very much filter what the information we get from the United States here in Canada. They want to tell you that if you go there, you get sick. It's going to cost you $1 million. You're going to lose your house. do not go to the United States, buy the insurance, on and on and on. The Americans are fantastic people, right? And of course, their healthcare system isn't perfect, but if you have insurance, you're fine. You know what I mean? Like, and we pay 54% tax as an individual. What do you pay for your? I shudder to think what you pay for your corporate tax or whatever to run your company, right? And so, like, where are we? You know, they're trying to tell us that we're the socialist paradise up here, but you know, there's a lot of things that are not right in Canada.
Lots of things are not right in Canada.
That's right.
Okay, so here it is, guys. Living in Ontario, local camping with your own household. So you can't go camping with friends because they're going to have camp police that are going to go around and say, "Who is this? Why is he with you? He's not allowed to be with you."
That's if they could find you. There's a forest. The forest in Ontario is bigger than France. Right? It's just a scare tactic. They're not in any position to really physically enforce these measures that they're saying. And what it is it's really our fault for being complacent.
Okay, here goes. Next one. Basketball with masks.
Yeah, you're going to go tell your kids to go play basketball with a mask? Like, give me a break. Right? Go tell a bunch of teenage boys.
Single tennis. You can't play doubles.
You can't play doubles. Yeah. The insanity.
Doubles tennis with masks.
Think of the insanity. Or
double tennis with masks.
Or you're riding the GO train out here, which is a commuter train that goes back and forth. They have all the chairs squared off in individual plexiglass little dome. It's the most ridiculous nonsense I've ever seen. If you sit in a self-contained unit after somebody else, you'll more than likely catch whatever they had. Just
okay, hold on. Singing outside.
Singing outside. See, if as you can see, they've clearly lost their minds. And as Canadians, like, it's our fault for being complacent. This is our fault for allowing them to get away with this. Because there's nothing they could do, really. They're not a police state. They're acting like one. They don't have any teeth, really. They don't.
Didn't that lady, what's her name? That ugly one. What's her name? The one that Nancy Pelosi, didn't she say that a week ago that masks don't work? She said that.
Of course. The United States is a different animal when it comes to being able to enforce it. They certainly could. They have the manpower and resources to do it. Up here, we can't. We could just tell them to get lost. Because what can they do, really? They write you a ticket. Good luck. I'll see you in court. It's never going to happen. The courts are closed, by the way, for nearly 2 years now. Right? We're getting there.
Well, they're looking to administer 130,000 doses per day of this stuff.
I shudder to think how you could track all this. Like, it just, if they were going to give you a precursor drug for something that you needed, I would want the secondary drug of the same day. I do not want something floating around in my system for 45 days. Lit up like a Christmas tree. You're going to get blood clots. You're going to get dehydrated. You're going to get confused. You're going to start behaving strangely. You're going to be chronically fatigued. You could get a blood clot and die. That's literally what this stuff would do to you.
I don't know why they're making us take, or they're... Okay, I wouldn't be so bothered about it if it was, this is what we have, take it if you like. Don't tell me I can't go to Portugal because don't tell me I can't go visit my friend because I don't have this. Don't tell me I need to wear a mask when I'm playing tennis or basketball.
Well, Portugal will be happy to have you. You know they would. It will be the government here won't let you leave. They won't let you get on the plane. That's what will happen.
Well, you're going to have to go through China because my friend was stranded in Colombia during 2020. He couldn't go through the United States, so he had to fly from Bogota, Colombia. He'd go from Bogota to Johannesburg to Sydney, Australia, Sydney, Australia to Shanghai, and Shanghai to Vancouver, and nobody stopped him when he got in, and he wasn't even checked.
That was 20,000-mile detour, and he just walked right in.
Because he usually goes through, I think it's San Antonio or Dallas.
Right.
But unfortunately, they wouldn't allow him because coming through the States. But if you come through China, is okay. The origin of the virus, it's okay. But if you question China about where it came from, some wet market, they shut you down and they sanction you like they sanction Australia.
Well, they don't want you to see how the rest of the world is dealing with this, right? They don't want you to see this. and the world trade came to a halt in like 2018. Remember all the articles about all these container ships just sitting there? Like, you know what I mean? Do you remember all this? This was like 2018. They were like cutting up container ships because there was no demand for them and all this stuff. Do you think that anything changed? This all has to do with trade policy, if you ask me. Because we don't want to.
Some people say this
has
to do with switching over to a cryptocurrency.
See, I find that really interesting because as soon as a cryptocurrency garners enough attention, you don't think the government won't seize it? They will. They'll seize it or they'll ban it. Like
India
they
is
ban
putting
possession of
taxes
gold
of
and silver.
50% on it. India is doing all kinds. India is rewarding banks for people that change your crypto. Your money needs to land somewhere for you to change to be able to use it, right?
100%. Yeah.
So
100%.
it's got to land somewhere. So if it
At
lands
some
on a
point,
credit
it has
card,
to
it
be
lands in a
tangible.
bank account, lands in a friend's account that he's going to transfer to you, they're going to find
Right.
the money. There's going to be a trail, and that's the problem. There's always going to be a trail. Unless me and you legal tender, like I say here, I'm going to sell you my glass of water here. You're going to give me crypto for it. That's fine because it's between me and you, right?
Right.
But then once that money needs to land in a bank account, India's rewarding banks for ratting out people that have these deposits that are coming in from crypto.
Right. Do you use it? I don't use cryptocurrency.
I don't use crypto. I have physical gold and silver. I have that stuff. That's, I'm old school. I'm 40. How old am I? 43? 42?
So my issue was this mythical currency. If you invested all kinds of money or put your money into a cryptocurrency and all of a sudden it quote unquote crashed, collapsed, controlled demolition, whatever you want to call it, there would be no one to even call. Who would you call it Bitcoin and say what happened? Nowhere. They answer to no one, right? That's not going to be a sustainable thing because you can't, right? Even the Federal Reserve has a complaint number in the United States. You could call the Federal Reserve and complain about interest rates.
Let me ask you. You're hearing this first on Mike in the Night, and I'm going to ask this to Jacob. Jacob, do you think we're going to see internet disturbances like in Argentina so people don't organize and rally? Right now in Argentina, they're shutting down the internet there so people don't organize and rally. And here's the article right here if you guys want proof.
I believe we already have, but it's been a slow burn here in Canada. It's been a slow burn because Canada only has 1,300 servers. Did you know that? Country with 35. They don't even know how many millions of people live here. They say 30 something. They don't know. But there's 1,300 servers to service all of that. You don't think that they could monitor that? They can monitor everything. That's less servers than exists in California. They could monitor everything. They could eliminate the word next from the internet and you'd never see it again here in Canada. Right? Or whatever it is they wanted to do. That's why a cell phone in Canada is like $100 a month, right? Mm-hmm. When I lived in other countries, it was like $5 a month, right?
It is.
I remember in Mexico, you could buy cell phones at the counter of a corner store in bulk. Everyone I know had 9 phones, right? But you can't track that. You can't bill by the megabytes. You can't give gigs of data to track people's behavior, right? Marketing companies and stuff would just love Canada because we're so compliant,
right.
So complacent. We just hand over the keys to the city long time ago.
Okay.
This is why people are lining up to get this chloroform injection into their body, slow release. That is definitely one for the books. I've never seen anything like that.
This is serious, very, very serious stuff. Okay, Jacob, it's been a great 40 minutes talking. I appreciate you coming on and giving us an update on this. When I get the report on the second one in depth like this with all the ingredients, we'll go ahead and go through it again, okay?
Absolutely. I'll tear it apart. No problem.
God bless you.
Cheers. You guys have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, guys, so that was really hard to stomach. I don't know. I don't know how to take this. I don't even know how to explain this, I just don't. I don't know. I don't know if there's this. I don't know. I don't know. It's so hard to. Anyways, quick channel plug. Let's go to Mike in the Night, guys. You are tuned in to Mike in the Night. Fort Room is sent me $2.99. Have a cup of coffee on me. I will buy a coffee with that for next morning coffee with Mike. I promise I will. And let's go through a quick channel plug, guys, here. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm hoping to reach 14,000 subscribers by Christmas. I'm at 13,930. So I need another... So I'm basically 10 subscribers per month by Christmas time, hopefully. And, guys, don't forget to set your reminders for Wednesday's show. Wednesday, we have a show called... Let's devalue our money race. So who's going to devalue their currency first? Mike in the Night next week. I don't even know what to call it. So let's get digital. I don't know. I just want to call it Let's Get Digital. I want to get digital. Let's get digital. Let me hear your money talk. Your money talk. We'll have Olivia Newton-John on the show next week. And guys, this is the thing here you guys want me to do. It's a Discord. It's Mike in the Night. They say that the link is not working, so here's the link. Debbie Kozak, holy crap, sent me $50 Canadian. Holy crap, Debbie, thank you so much. I'll be buying something for my kids with that. Here's the Discord, guys. This is the Discord I want to have open on the side when we're live. If you want to send links that you can't send it on YouTube. So you send the links here. I could open it here, and then I could look at it on YouTube. It's a pain in the ass to open links and to send links. So this is, I gave you the link for the Discord, but this is what it looks like. I'm going to show you what it looks like if the link doesn't work. It's Mike in the Night. There it is right there. I have nobody on it because I don't know anybody like to do this, right? So if you guys want, there's the Discord for the show. It's called Mike in the Night, and Mike in the Night, Mike-in-the-night. I don't know. So I'm going to comment here. I'm going to put a woo. There it is today. So if you guys want to join, please join, and we could get, you know. Okay. Anyways, guys, please send me your messages on Instagram. I do look at every message you do send me. So if you want to message me, Instagram doesn't block the messages like YouTube does. I don't know why YouTube does, not YouTube, Facebook does that. I don't really put anything on here, but I do get messages on here all the time. Also, guys, if you don't mind, Teespring, I love Amerifornia. Amerifornia is coming to America with the new presidents-elect. Not elect, select. Big difference in the language here. Guys, don't forget to contribute to Mike in the Night Amerifornia Tour 2021-2022. Lord Humongous is going to go around America in a van, touring and meeting guests that have been on the show or on the show, and finding stories and finding out what's happening across America. So if you guys don't mind donating, I've donated a few times. Don't forget to donate $1 or $2. It's not a big deal. If you can, do it. Artbydano.com, not your typical art. Phone cases, all kinds of cool stuff, and you could commission Dano to make you a portrait or a painting. He's very serious when it comes to making beautiful, this absolutely beautiful work. I've got quite a few of his pieces hanging up in my store. That's it. It's Mike in the Night, guys, and let's get on to more stories. We'll get our next caller in, and see what's going on. We had Ricky Spanish on earlier.
Ricky Spanish.
And then we had Paddy O'Shea. Paddy O'Shea was on. And we had Paddy O'Shea from Northern Ireland giving us an update on what's happening there. And then we had, what else do we have on the show? And then we had our scientist here that came on the show who explained the video that I made is right here. I'm going to go back to the video. So I made a video discussing the chocolate cake because I really can't talk about this. I don't even know how I would be allowed. Let me see if it's back here. Yeah. So this is the chocolate cake video. If you want to see, go to the chocolate cake video and go to the link in below, and then that gives you the entire ingredients for the Portuguese chocolate cake is right here. So it was tested. I did call this laboratory. And I did make some contacts there. I asked if they wanted to come on the show. They said, well, for security reasons, they don't feel comfortable, which is fine. And that's fine. So there it is right there. So I don't know. I just want to kind of... Let me put a link for the video to get the ingredients for this Portuguese chocolate cake. If you guys want it, it's right here. If you guys want to check it out. So there it is right there, the ingredients. And we got Bolsonaro there talking. We got this guy. I love this guy. I don't know who this guy is. I just want to PayPal this guy $50. This guy, right? I want to give this guy $50. Look at this guy with this, what is that, mustache? Or is that dirt on his face? Is that a mustache or dirt? Looks like it's dirt. Anyways, 2 more weeks of lockdown safe order activity should bring good summer, says Science Table. Like that, good summer. So here it is. There's the rules if you're living in Ontario. Local camping with your own household. Let me enlarge this so you think I'm not lying. Basketball with masks. Single tennis. Double tennis with masks. Singing outside where there is social distancing. Why are they making this crap up? Speaking of crap, let's go back to the channel. So that was our first story for the night. Let's go on to here. Let's go back here. Let's go back here and we'll go over a few of the things we discussed. Okay, 2021 will be remembered as. Let's full screen this. We did this on the channel. 2021 will be remembered as. 13% of you guys said making up a ton of crap. Let me enlarge that. 49% of you guys said we lost our freedoms. 3% of you said the mainstream media is ignored. 19% said the biggest transfer of wealth. And 16% said the worst leadership in history. So, new ID laws aim to help reduce digital shyness in Germany. What the hell is digital shyness? I've been on this earth for 43 years. I've never heard so much garbage wrapped up to try and get a POS, not point of sale, point across. Digital shyness. More public services go online. More public UID aims to help reduce digital shyness in Germany. More public services to go online, encouraging Germans to move away from paper, forms, and faxes. Germany's infamously unwieldy and old-fashioned bureaucracy is to be given a welcome digital boost. A new law to make electronic identification easier and more efficient. What a bunch of garbage. Why do they keep making crap up as they go along? Digital shyness. Oh, it's science, Mike. You don't believe in science? You believe in religion? Yeah, I do. Because you better be aligned with some sort of religion if you see what the hell is going on here. You better be right with God. You better. Slap on the wrist for Jeffries. Prison guards, no jail time for sleeping on the job and forging documents about it. Latest science now says we all must wear masks to prevent global warming. 2 months after Biden blasted Neanderthal thinking, Texas reports 0 COVID deaths. Justin Trudeau elected through massive influx of foreign funding. What did he think? What did you think? What did you think? We weren't going to find out? Who do you think runs Canada? I keep saying Canada is an autonomous region of China. No debate. Done. Grindhouse Cartoon says they will make an anti-digital shyness vax. Yeah, biggest transfer of wealth from Hong Kong. So there's I post this on the community section of the page if you guys want to go to it once in a blue moon and check out what's going on. And then this one from 4 days ago. They need to stop this testing shit now. These losers could trigger an ice age. Comment below and fill me in. Solar engineering. Could blocking the sun save the planet? Stop with this shit! They need to stop testing this. Stop! No one's asking you to block the damn sun! All right, let's get Lord Humongous on the phone before I have a heart attack. He's trying to call in.
Mike.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, nothing. I just wanted to call you and give you a little tour update.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? We got Dano. He made the Marifornia tour logo.
I saw that. That's actually pretty catchy. I saw the one he made there. It's really good. He sent it to me on Instagram.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I also wanted. I told you before, but we sent Mr. P.O. donation, $1 donation back. And please, people, don't go by what was written on there. It's a bunch of garbage.
There it is. So there's the Marifornia van for the tour.
Since we're talking about lies tonight on the show, that's the show topic and focus. So, hello.
Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh no, I'm just saying. I know there's a lot going on in the world, and believe me, if I was doing this to try to get rich or something, it's ridiculous, and people should not pay attention to some of the idiot trolls that have gone on there already and tried to disrupt things. They're just hurting the channel overall. And this whole thing's, we're doing it for freedom. That's the main point. Is that we're trying to fight all this stuff, so we still have a voice left. With the government attacks on all angles, from every angle. The criminal players behind it. So just wanted to give a quick update, and
That's good.
yeah,
we're going to go across America. Hold on a sec, Lord. We got somebody in the comments saying that the link that I'm sending from the thing is not working for the... I don't know how to do it, guys. I don't know what I'm doing here. With this, guys, this is what he's talking about. This is what it looks like. I'm going to show you guys what the channel looks like. And I don't know. I'm giving the link here from the Discord, and unfortunately...
The Discord's not working right. However, you got it set up, because I have even Fringe. She got me on Discord, and she wants to. I guess you sent her a link to that as well. So, yeah, we're trying to get that set up. Who set up the Discord?
I did. I don't know what I'm doing, so I don't even know what I'm doing with this. I'm trying to get it. I can't get anyone to join because I don't even know how to send the link out. I'm cutting the link and pasting it here in the right there, and then nothing comes up. People say.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
The channel name is Mike in the Night. I guess.
Right. Oh, so is that your handle though? Is that your specific handle, or is it just Mike Martin's?
It could be. Well, no, it just says Mike in the Night.
Oh, just Mike in the Night is your actual handle. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Cool. So you should tell everybody to search Mike in the Night. And then that would probably, if they already have a Discord, they should be able to search out your name.
Well, this way we could post stuff while I'm live, and if there's links that you can't post on stupid YouTube, at least I could see them here.
Right, I agree. I mean, you need to have a backup to YouTube, anyways. We've known that for years, so it's good to have your stuff spread out. Scott also mentioned something about Skype being heavily monitored by the people that are listening in, and which I could give two hoot and hollers about. They know everything anyways. Everything's trackable on the internet, including cryptocurrencies.
Okay, this is the invite link, I think. So I know how to do it. Someone just told me saying here, copy.
Yeah.
Copy invite link, or send the link to a friend. Copy. Okay, guys, this might be the invite link. I have to fix the one on my Facebook on my page, so that should work. I think it should work. There it is right there, guys. Thank you in the comments for fixing that. I just don't know. I have so much on the go. It's so hard to.
No, I hear you. Hey, did you hear about the Federal Reserve's $93 billion balance sheet? You know what's going on with that?
Oh, do tell. Okay, so we just got Layla join. We got Baranoias join. So people are joining right now. So that's good to see. Nothing is private on the channel, but it is NSF, not safe for work. Not safe for NSF, whatever. It's not safe for work, so people so this way I don't get in trouble if someone posts something.
Right.
Yeah. So go ahead, the $1 billion balance sheet for what? Go ahead and tell us.
the $93 billion balance sheet from the Federal Reserve. Did you hear that story today?
No, tell us.
Well, apparently they're setting up a location, I guess, they're going to tie in all like a lot of the toxic derivatives, and they're writing off a lot of the inflation that they created. A lot of it goes back to like the 2018 housing crash. So it's a big reason why like the housing and stuff, we never get those in the CPI numbers that come out. Yeah, it's just all part of this Ponzi. They're going to run this paper game into the ground, and everybody on the planet is going to suffer because of this. It's just a big lie. I've always wanted to ask myself this question. This is pretty deep, but how many balance sheets do you think these central banks actually hold?
Well, if you want to factor in the derivative markets and the IOUs and the phony certificates, quadrillions of dollars.
That's my point, Mike. When does this stuff end? I mean, when do we go back to a sound money for everybody's country? But it's all in the trade imbalances. It's all in the fact that for 40 years, America shipped its jobs over to China. We built their country up through that very monetary system just to tear down America. So you can see how that the USD itself is very self-destructive.
I want to thank Johnny Boy Silver. Hi, Mike. Get this to Lord for the tour, and thank you. Thanks to you and your intelligent, critically thinking callers. Thanks, Johnny Boy Silver. I'm going to donate it again to Lord tomorrow. And
right.
And guys, you could donate directly to him. I'll give you the link if you guys want. Lord Among Us is trying to do the right thing here. And, yeah. And thank you.
I'm putting 15. I've already put 15 grand into the venture by buying the van, so it's there. It's a blank canvas. We want to billboard it up, and we want to spread the message of freedom and independence and sound money. And that's really the whole goal of this whole thing. It's not to get rich, because gas is going up and all that stuff, and that thing takes quite a bit. So
it does. I saw the photos of it. It looks really good. It looks like it's something that could get you around the country. So what we're going to do is we're going to start linking you up. What we're going to do is we're going to link you. So basically, people on the show, where you're going to go down and see Morgan in Arizona. You probably go down and see Dano in California. You'll go. So we'll connect you across with people from the channel. Maybe you could go up to Oregon first and see Mitch, and then go down to California and see, you know what I'm saying, going in a circle and then start picking up people.
It would be easier for me to hit Arizona and more cost effective, and Southern California, and stay in those areas for a little while, make some videos, see what's going around, and then travel up the entire West Coast all the way to Seattle.
And then come and see me at the store.
Exactly. Well, I don't know. I don't have a passport, Mikey. They don't give us Americans that anymore. We're not smart enough to hold those things. They don't want the slaves escaping the plantation. Remember, that was a joke. You didn't like it?
Yeah, we'll just apply for a passport. I think it's like $100, I think, or $85.
Start tossing food rations over the border line pretty soon between us and Canada. I think that's what we're gonna have to start doing, Mike.
Food rations, man. Yeah, we've been talking about an engineered food engineered shortage of some sorts.
Yeah. In California, they've killed the entire working class. It's not just the middle class; it's the working class.
Working poor.
So even the working rich. And people think when this collapse happens, like it's going to just, not affect them, but it's going to affect the entire. I don't care what walk of life you're in. If you think you're like super ultra rich or you're super ultra poor, it's going to affect everybody, and everybody's going to pay a heavy price for this whole Ponzi scheme that's been running for over 100 years through the central banks and the Federal Reserve and the whole printing of fiat. It's going to go to zero confidence at some point. So I'm trying to warn people. I'm trying to say, protect your rights. They're God-given rights, by the way, which I'll always stand for. And that doesn't matter what country you're in or what tyranny you have as a government under you.
So we got Eduardo here on the Discord here. We have Eduardo just messaged us We got like there you go. So there's 6 online, 6 offline. So it looks like we're getting people kind of rolling in, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So I appreciate
Yeah.
that. I have to fix the link though.
It's all right. Those are bugs that'll be worked out, and who cares who's listening, really? They've been listening to us for decades, and the time is to speak up. Don't let them silence your voice. I think once we lose freedom of speech, man, that's going to be over. They're going to have us controlled completely. We still have the option to say no to a lot of this stuff. Don't pay attention to the weapon of television, they lie and they propagandize to everybody.
So
the media.
what did you think of that scientist that came on earlier that was telling us about what this time release thing that they're giving us?
Yeah, I'm sure it's in the technology. It's bio
It scared the crap out of me.
Well, it should. That's what it's designed to do, though, Mike. I mean, you have to be a willing participant, or you have to be duped into this bullshit. Excuse my French, but yeah, people need to start standing up for their rights, man. We got too many weak ass Americans in this country. We got too many weak ass Canadians. We got too many weak ass Australians, and they're letting this stuff happen through because they're the rule followers. They're the ones that say, "Oh, well, the government told me it's good. They're here to help me, and so it must be good. So I'm going to fall in line. I'm going to put on a mask and rubber gloves, and I'm going to get vaccinated and poisoned to death." People, use your voice. That's all I can say. That's why I'm such a proponent for freedom of speech. They can. This government in the U.S. has destroyed they've covered up the Constitution far too long, and they've taken everybody's rights away through the very business apparatus, the money printing, and the law system, which is flawed.
A lot of people are mistaken because people think that America is its people. No, America is the Constitution, and then it's the people.
Well, the first words of it are "We the people," right? You know how far that went.
Mm-hmm.
We're just all trapped in that, and I think that we really need to take a stand. And there's a way to peacefully stand up, and you don't have to get violent, and you don't have to protest. You just have to simply not comply and say no until you get the government that you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the voting's all rigged. I mean, it's just the whole system. It's just going to all fall apart at some point. That's what I truly believe in my opinion. I stand for my rights. I believe they came from God, and
right.
Anybody can, they can call me a kook and a religious nut or whatever, but that's why I do believe in God.
Yeah, of course. You better get right with God, especially what they're feeding us here. The same thing, we had Ricky Spanish on earlier, and he said the same thing you're saying, but in a different context.
Ricky
Right. He's got to stand up, though, man. I mean, do people think that
Dude, he did a night in jail for talking.
Well, that's good. I give him good credit for that.
Yeah, Ricky Spanish went to jail for talking.
Right.
So
yeah.
Ricky Spanish.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, it's good. It's good, man. It's good. All of it's good. Speak out, people.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't be. They censor us heavily on the internet. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
They control the internet. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
So what makes you think that they don't control the digital currencies? What makes you think that the CBDC that the Federal Reserve's trying to roll out on Americans now is not a worthless piece of garbage? It's no different than any other coin out there. It's all transferred through electrons through the system. It's all digitized. It's all digital. And that's what we're really fighting against. That's the whole lie that they're trying to cover, man, so they can remain in control. And how do they remain in control is by not having a sound money system. All governments. We've all been grown up on this paper garbage, man. And at the end of the day, that's all a derivative is. It's paper shuffling, paper garbage, numbers manipulation, and it's all done by all the big players. I want my freedom back. I don't care about the technology. I'm sorry for everybody that's all into it, but I want my rights back. I don't want my rights infringed like they've been doing forever, especially the Second Amendment, right, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
I
want to get Mitch on if he could talk. Apparently something happened.
Yeah.
I've been reading the comments. I want to get Mitch on, okay?
All right. God bless everybody.
God bless you, Lord Humongous.
Bye.
So we got Lord Humongous. I want to see if Mitch could talk to us and maybe explain to us vaguely what's happening. So something happened with Mitch. I don't know if he wants to talk about it.
Mike.
Hey, Mitch, how are you, my brother?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So this is Mitch out of Oregon State. So can you tell us what's going on? I know something big is going on. Do you want to talk about it, or you want to?
Yeah, I'm fine, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah, in on December 23rd, I called down to California. My folks have always spent the winters near San Francisco and the summers up on the Oregon coast. For over 30 years, they have. And anyway, I called. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I called my dad for his birthday on December 23rd, and as usual, he gets on one phone and Mom gets you on the other one, and we have a conference call. And Mom said that she was terrified of the virus, and she asked me if they were offering vaccines in Oregon yet. And I said, I have no idea. I said, I'm not going to get a vaccine. And she says, what do you mean you're not going to get a vaccine? And I said, I don't trust it. I don't trust them. And my dad says, stop it with the conspiracy theories. That's what my dad says. Stop it with the conspiracy theories. Anyway, February 2nd, my mom she was happy and healthy, looking forward to spending the summer up on the Oregon coast and doing her artwork and traveling around, gardening. I mean, she was a busy lady, very healthy and very happy. And February 2nd, she had the Moderna vaccine at the senior center in the park that they live at down near San Francisco. And I didn't know this from my family, but a relative told me that my dad took her to the ER twice after she had the vaccine. And prior to that, she was posting on Facebook, get vaxxed. My mom was, get vaxxed. And all of a sudden, her Facebook thing went silent. And anyway, 4 weeks after her first one, which was March 2nd, she had her second vaccination. And she was worried that they were not going to give her the second shot, because she was running a fever, because she had been sick off and on since the first one. And yet they still gave it to her. I don't know whether she didn't have a temperature, but she was concerned that because she wanted to get the second one done so she could come up to Oregon. She was chomping at the bit to get up here. Anyway, 3 days later, she had a massive cerebral thrombosis. They call it a FARC, I think is the acronym. It's a severe blood clot stroke that you don't recover from. They gave her a clot buster, and then they moved her to another facility, and they had a neurosurgeon go into her brain and they had to remove the clot. And anyway, she was a vegetable. She couldn't talk, and she could barely move her left arm a little bit. Other than that, her whole body was dead. And after being in and out of the hospital, my brother traveled from Oregon down, got a hospital bed in Mom and Dad's house down near San Francisco, took care of her, and then she almost died, and she went back in the house, back and forth. Anyway, my brother called me and said he wanted me to come down, bring a cargo van and load up the hospital bed, all the oxygen tanks, and have Dad and everybody follow. And we came up to Oregon, and she died 1 day later.
I'm sorry.
It's no big deal. I can handle it. I'm not as messed up as my dad is. He's gonna die now because this goddamn vax. Anybody who is not paying attention, the vaccine can kill you. It may not kill you, but it can. And I don't think that it's worth the chance unless you're a hypochondriac that thinks that the authorities have your best interest in mind. I just don't think that it's a wise thing to do. I think that you should just take your chances with what God has given us. That's my opinion.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And I guarantee you, Mike, that, and I can't talk to my family about it because they are liberal, and they for some reason they think that anybody that is against wearing a mask or is against the vaccine is a dirty conservative, deplorable this, that, the other. I don't know why that they've got us at each other's throats about these different views. And I do understand why some people are so afraid and feeling so much pressure to get the vaccine. I understand. My brother that took care of my mom has already had the vaccine, the same one, I guess.
So we had our resident scientist come on earlier, and what did you think of what he said? How it's some sort of release effect like it releases in your body X amount of milligrams per day.
Well, he's smart. He said he was I think a trained forensic pathologist or something.
Right. Well, we just call her a resident scientist or whatever you want to call him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knew what he was talking about, and I don't trust it, Mike. This was put out under Operation Warp Speed. It's not approved. It didn't take 20 years to develop with all these different safeguards like a normal vaccine. It's not an approved. It's just supposedly under the auspices of an emergency. But it's not a vaccine. It's some sort of a Frankenstein toxin that they're pumping into people.
Well, we have the ingredients right here. And I don't know. I don't even know what half this stuff is. I don't even know what 90% of this stuff is.
It's not a vaccine. Mike, when I haven't had a vaccine since I was a kid. I had the smallpox, the one that leaves the big scab on your arm.
Right.
And or that might have been chicken pox. I can't remember which, but I took the polio sugar cubes. That was about the last thing. And there's some argument whether that was even necessary, but I can't remember taking any kind of a vaccine since I was a kid, like elementary school. And I don't take shots. I've never taken a flu shot. I don't take any medicines or anything like that. And my parents were always like that. Like I said, that they were strict vegetarians, very strict, organic. They always gardened, and they both weighed what they weighed in high school. Dad's 5'10", he weighs about 140. Mom was what she weighed in high school. They've been together for 70 years. They were in excellent health, and they were going to live way into their 90s, maybe 100. And then this vaccine killed Mom, and then now Dad doesn't want to live. You there, Mike?
I'm listening. I'm here. I'm just digesting.
I do not trust the vaccine. People are good handicappers, at many things. But for some reason, this has got some really smart people confused. If a person, as much as you spend time talking to people of all different, points of view, I would think that you would recognize that the virus is not that big of a threat. And now they're saying that even if you got vaxxed, in spite of all,
you're still going to get sick.
That you might get sick. There might be a variant, and you might be able to give off some type of toxins or something to somebody else. And you may try to travel, and they do a test, and they say, "Oh, you've got COVID." Well, wait a minute, I had a shot. Or maybe you've had COVID already, and you've got some antibodies, and then you're going to go ahead and get the vaccine anyway. I mean, there's all sorts of good logical reasons to just say no. The hell with it. And my problem is like you, I want to go to the Philippines, and they're not. I've spent a lot of time over there. I've made 10 trips, and I stayed over there generally 3 to 4 months, sometimes 2 months. And I want to go over there, and they're not allowing it, and they probably going to be opening up soon, but there's going to be restrictions, and one of the restrictions is for a foreigner is you're probably going to have to be vaccinated. Now, they may cut you some slack because your wife is Filipina, and you're married. But right. If you want to go there and visit the home that you're building, you know, kind of get an idea about future plans and all that, they may end up requiring you to get vaxxed just to enter the country. And that's really well, you know, my uncle just Skyped me a little bit earlier before your show, and he's a real smart guy. And he told me that about half the Marine Corps, U.S. Marine Corps, is absolutely refusing to get vaxxed.
Well, I don't blame him. I mean, I don't blame him for refusing to get this injected. You know what really bothers me, Mitch, is why are we even having this conversation? None of this should be allowed. Period. You know?
Yeah.
Why are we even talking? We shouldn't be getting to this point. And then we're scared about talking. You got these college degree people. I believe in science. I have a college degree. The guy told me, I believe in science and you believe in religion. And it's like, so? And, you know, it's like, wow. He's trying to make me feel guilty by saying that if I get people to not, or people, you know, to maybe just look at the ingredients and make a decision for them, that I may be harming other people's potential in lives for living.
Well, I don't have any more trust in science than I do religion. I believe in being a good person and not hurting other people.
Right.
You know, being a contributing member to society and helping your neighbor and treating others as you would like to be treated. I believe in all those things, and I believe in the 10 Commandments. I think they're great.
It's the best thing written on stone.
But I think that to be wedded to any science or religion is a little bit dangerous as far as losing your objectivity.
Right.
Not that I have anything against science or religion, because you know, I can make up my own mind. I can listen to people's point of view and make up my own mind, and I try not to be judgmental. But because of what just happened to me and my family, I actually, if I could find somebody to blame, you know, not carrying around a lot of anger has its benefits, but there has been times when I've killed things in my life, and when I've done that, I've never had any remorse because I haven't done it out of anger. If I could find somebody to absolutely put the finger on for what has happened to my family, my mom and my dad and my brother suffered a lot too, a lot more than me.
Right.
That I would actually do something about it, something very decisive. If I could find somebody to put the finger on, you know, one person to put the finger on. It's a terrible thing when you lose somebody to something like this.
The scary part of all of this, Mitch, and it goes back to what I was talking about for the last couple of years, is why have people lost the ability to negotiate for themselves? That's what it goes back to in the end. Why is it a problem now? Now it's become a problem for us to negotiate for ourselves. If I say, well, I'm not taking this and neither is my family, well, it becomes a problem then because I'm negotiating for myself. And it's scary how 50% of the Marine Corps is smart. And apparently someone commented that 50% of the WHO is not taking this thing. They're smart. Like, so what is the, give and take, like, median that we need where stop trashing us and stop making up this BS language. Remember that thing I was reading to you guys? Cyber shyness? Like, what the hell is that?
It's a fear of being jumped on. Rat packed. You get rat packed when you try to speak your mind objectively, and for some reason, the calmer you are, the more violent the attack.
Mm-hmm.
Like if somebody comes on real strong, there are some people that will back down. But if you just make your point objectively and calmly, you get attacked or even rat packed by a whole bunch of people for speaking your mind. Look at all the people that we love that were on YouTube before that spent years building a channel and and having a decent revenue income and providing good content, and they have been banned. And it is not one, it is not 100, it's thousands of really good quality vloggers have lost their channel on YouTube. And there's the few that are left that I watch are gonna lose theirs too, Mike, including you. And you have been throttled and messed with, and partially deplatformed in a whole bunch of different ways, just because you have a bunch of people here that like to talk and have opinions that may conflict with those in charge's views, or what they want you to say or not to say.
Yeah, it's becoming a major issue. And again, it goes back to us not being able or allowed to negotiate for ourselves. If I want to talk about this, and we're going to discuss this together, we are making our, we're not following the narrative. We're just discussing what the narrative is trying to tell us. And unfortunately, that's become a major issue, right?
Yes, I'm not. I'm reluctant to speak with confidence about what is going on in this world in any area, because I think that nobody can know everything. Nobody. And I also a little bit at odds with some people who believe that there is a top-level conspiracy across the world, and that everybody is in lockstep. I like Jim Willie's comment that when OPEC, when the OPEC nations meet, they can't even agree on the color scheme, or what's going to be the meal, or who's going to sit where. They disagree on all kinds of things when OPEC is setting up a meeting. And imagine the whole world being agreeing to somebody's idea of what's going to happen across the entire world. I don't think everybody's in agreement. I think there are people that are in power, but I think that there's a lot of resistance and there's a lot of friction. Look inside of families, just families. Everybody has a different idea, and some people hate each other in families. Some people secretly, hate or are jealous or envious or whatever, and that happens nationwide. And powerful people have powerful egos, generally speaking. And I just have a hard time believing that everybody, all the leaders of the world that are controlling everything, are all in agreement. I just have a hard time believing that. Right. I'm a little bit of a skeptic. Let me put it that way.
Well, Bolsonaro's not agreeing with the rest of the world. Neither is Portugal, and neither is, I have friends that live in Portuguese Africa, and they're telling me, I don't even know what the hell's going up there with you guys, because we really didn't do anything. We don't even have masks. I don't even know what the hell you guys are, freaking out about. So,
well, Mike, Gerald Celente, he looked at, we've had this lockdowns for close to a year and a half now, and he has looked at all 50 U.S. states and about 30 countries. There's enough data in there now to come to some conclusions. And South Dakota didn't have any lockdowns. They just said just use common sense. Florida had a kind of a medium lockdown, and then they lightened up real quick.
Yeah.
And then California and New York had strict lockdowns. Anyway,
the hard lockdown states were where the highest death rates were.
Yeah. The conclusion is lockdowns do absolutely nothing except destroy the economy. And they do nothing positive as far as people's wellness. And also, masks are a big crock of shit. People say, well, yeah, but surgeons wear masks.
But
surgeons wear masks. Surgeons wear masks so they don't slobber all over their patients when they've got them opened up.
Thank you. That very unattractive lady, that one with that warped face, what's her name? Nancy Pelosi. She was saying the other day, last week, that masks don't work. She said it herself.
Yeah. They don't work, Mike, because all they do is make you breathe in your own germs that your body's trying to release. You breathe it back in again and breathe, and make you smell your own bad breath. That's a bunch of crap.
Mm-hmm.
They don't work. They don't solve anything. This whole thing is a big fraud. I mean, there might be a bad flu virus that was created in a lab in Wuhan. I don't know, but the whole
Careful,
thing.
careful. You can't question that because the Chinese will sanction your ass.
Well, okay, if the Chinese actually are the source of this virus, then they need to be punished and punished big time. But the people that are running this country are the U.S. and Canada and Australia running these countries are responsible for these lockdowns and these all this pressure to vaccinate and all this shit. Not the Chinese. It's a bad response, and we can't blame the Chinese for our stupid response.
Exactly. But remember, Mitch, it ties into all the protests that were. Remember, we went into the beginning of the show.
Yeah, there were protests around
2019
the world.
is the year of protest, and all these countries. There's countries on this list that I didn't even know existed were protesting, and then you have protests that rocked the world in 20. We had protests all over the world, and conveniently, COVID shows up at the right time to shut everything down, and there it is in 2019, the year of the protest. But thankfully, COVID showed up at the right time. And you said, summer of 2019, I said, and I was talking to the Raven, I said it's on the video, I even made a clip of it, saying that, you know what? I think the last thing they have in their arsenal, they can't lower interest rates anymore, they're going to have to pull the trigger on a mass pandemic. I said that, you know that, right?
Yeah, was that September of 2019?
It was in the summer of 2019.
Yeah, that was your greatest call, Mike. Of all the good calls you've made, that was the greatest. And that's exactly what happened. And they had the Champs-Élysées or whatever, the Yellow Vest movement in France.
Gilles de Jean, yeah, that was going on for 70 weeks by the time COVID hit.
Yeah, and Hong
Kong was 40 weeks.
Yeah, and it was, like you said, Argentina. It was happening all over the world. And I think in every continent there were protests, and they were getting bigger.
Dude, there was a protest that we never knew about in Greenland.
In Greenland?
Yeah.
Well, Greenland, I didn't even know anybody lived there.
People live in Greenland, and people live in Iceland, too.
Yeah, but they named Greenland, and Iceland to fool you, It's the opposite.
Yeah, it's a good one. And, we've been having a lot of good callers today. We had Buddy from Ireland call in from north of Dublin.
Right, he was a good caller.
He's a good guy, man. That guy really knows. And you don't play with the Irish. The Irish, they're fighting. They're ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then we had Ricky Spanish.
Ricky Spanish.
And then we had what's his name on? Then we had who do we have after? Oh, then we had our resident scientist come on. Right, that was discussing the ingredients.
A lot of great callers, Mike. This was almost as good as a good Saturday night show,
Yeah.
Mike in the Night.
Oh yeah, Mike in the Night, baby.
Now I know you're running out of time or you're overtime, but you know that I did go to Ireland in search of my roots, right?
You told us.
Yes, I already told the story. Okay.
You told us this last year, but that's cool.
Yeah, I remember that. But I really enjoyed my time in Ireland.
Good. I want to go to Ireland too. I want to go to Ireland to see Ireland, not a version of Vancouver.
Yeah, but Ireland in the 90s had a big boom, and then they totally collapsed. I mean, it was, the 07, 08, total collapse. And now they've come back stronger than ever because of all this fake money.
Exactly.
Just like us in the West. I mean, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the United States, we're living on a big phony narrative. We're not
Lord
making
Humongous also discussed that too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big derivative crock of BS that's going around. And I like how they invent words. Invent.
It's all this fake money that allows us to bomb and shoot and assassinate and do wars and all these intelligence. We've got 17 intelligence agencies in the U.S. and they're all intermingled. Like the CIA has plants in the DEA, and they use the DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency, to to control anybody that conflicts with their dark money drug for weapons scheme and all that stuff. I mean, it's a big mess, Mike, and it's all based on this fiat money, this fake money system. That's why we can do so many nasty things in this world, the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fake money.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to end, Mike, but things are definitely, although there's some positive things in the world that I see that are much better than they were, 50 years ago. I think that on the whole, this world is not as good to live in as it used to be. That's my opinion.
Okay, Mitch, I'm sorry about the loss of your mom, and I'm sorry what your dad is going through. I really feel. And
Mike, she wasn't just a mom. She was absolutely the finest mom you could ever want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of guys will say that, but a lot of moms are really mean and nasty and no good. But my mom was like a Mother Teresa. So, and this vaccine killed her.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for what your family's going through.
Hey, what's the theme of the show for Mike in the Night?
Tonight?
I mean, excuse me, for Wednesday.
Well, tonight is called Let's Lie Some More, and then the week before, ironically, was called We Want Your Soul. This Wednesday's show is called A Race to the Bottom, like using which currency is gonna devalue the fastest.
You see, I missed last Saturday's show. I think it's the first complete show I've missed in
that was We Want Your Soul,
long time, because I was on the road driving down to San Francisco.
I'm so
and,
yeah.
And
last
then
week's show, I'll go to it right here. It's called We Want Your Soul.
We Want Your Soul.
Yeah, it's right here. If you go to the channel and you just go to the channel, scroll down to the third little carousel. Mike in the Night. It's called Mike in the Night. We Want Your Soul. We had a bunch of people calling in on that show too, giving us updates. We had Linny Poo on the show there. We had all kinds of cool people on the show, and we had a really good Mike in the Night last Saturday. We Want Your Soul. Because it's at a point, what do they want from us? Did they want our souls too?
I actually, 2 days ago, I listened to the first half of that, but I haven't gotten back to the second half.
Sure. When you get some time,
I missed it live. Well, I hope. Let's see how much time do you have left here tonight? You got 35 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, good. I hope you get another caller. Raven doesn't want to come on, but I would sure like to have him go full kook tonight, if at all possible. But he said he didn't want to come on. But anyway, I hope you get another good caller. And you've had real good callers tonight. I've enjoyed it. And my mind is kind of messed up right now. I'm not very good conversation, tonight. Anyway,
it's fine. You've been great. God bless you, Mitch.
Thank you. And I love all of you out there. And Mike in the Night is the best show on YouTube, and the best show you can find anywhere. I really like the group that you put together, and I'm not familiar with all the formats that your show gets onto, but I'm just on the YouTube one, and
sure.
I enjoy the heck out of it.
Thank you, Mitch. Thanks for the kind words, and stay strong, my brother. We need
Thanks
you to stay strong and focused.
Yeah, and good blessings to your family, too.
Thank you. God bless you, Mitch.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. That's Mitch Madden. There you go right there. And, yeah, that was a tough call to take. I feel so bad what happened to him and his family. They get people worried, and they're like, oh, my God. And then she wanted to find out a place that could administer the vaccine. And then Mitch was saying, don't take that. And then it... Yeah. And that's the position we're in right now. So, guys, I'm going to give you guys... This is Mike in the Night. I'm going to give you guys a link to all the Mike in the Night shows if you want to watch them going back like 4 years. With call-ins. Go ahead and check out all the Mike in the Night. Save the playlist. This goes back years and years and years and years and years and years. And I kind of wanted to create that awareness that there's many shows out there for you guys to catch up on. And what else? Okay, let's get into this here. Fauci drops. Fauci faces drop in confidence from 40% of Americans over the past year. So the health, whatever he wants to call himself, has lost. The health advisor for the White House has lost. People have lost confidence. Next week, loss in confidence in governments, I think, is tonight's show, and this is what's happening around the world. How do they get voted in? Well, let's scare people more. So we got, this one's been coming everywhere. The Amazon of information, Goldman initiates on crypto, sees Ethereum overtaking Bitcoin. So this is something that people have been telling me to post or talk about. So I want to throw that out there. Then we got caught red-handed, CDC changes. Let's go to full screen here. Caught red-handed, CDC changes test thresholds to virtually eliminate new COVID cases among vaxxed. So they're obviously playing with the numbers. They're always going to be playing with numbers, right? So somebody's do you want the doctor to call in? I actually, Mike, want the doctor. Actually, Mike, do you want the doctor to call in? Yeah, if you're a doctor and you want to call in, that's fine. Tom Vickers saying, Mike, you must save the show and upload it, else you will get striked. If deleted, it won't. Yeah. So, guys, I'm doing, I think this is my work. I think this is what I need to do in my life. I think this is what I need to negotiate with you guys with. UFOs are about to make their way to the U.S. Senate. Here's what we know. So, we got Dr. Mysterio. Is this Dr. Mysterio in the house? Hello? Hello? Is this Dr. Mysterio? Hello? My audio's on. My audio on? Yeah. Okay, we're not getting any audio from Dr. Mysterio. Let me give him a call again. Hello? We're getting no audio from Dr. Mysterio. He's probably on a plane. He's usually calling me when he's on a plane somewhere or some Cessna. Alright, let's get on. Let me see. Supreme Can's missions me. Let's see what he's trying to tell me. No dice. Either major internet issues going on here. Let's see if Dr. Mysterio is not in jail or something. See if he picks up. Pick up the phone! Hello? Hello? Yeah, connection is too weak. Yeah, it's because he's on a plane. He always tries to call me when he's on a plane. Okay. Well, I'm going to give you guys back the, this Discord thing is growing nicely. So we could talk. Hello, you there?
Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah, I could barely hear you. How you doing?
Well, I'm trying to do okay, but as usual, I'm having major problems with my network and my Skype. It just doesn't want to work on my phone. All right, but if you can hear me, let's do a test for just a couple of secs.
Yeah, I'm hearing you perfectly. So what's on your mind?
Well, I just thought I would go full kook maybe for a bit, and maybe substitute for the Raven tonight, right? So let's see what we got. First of all, it was brought to my attention that there is a passage from the Gospel of Mark. If you look at the end of the chapter, you'll find this passage that it alludes to being able to drink anything. And if you're right with God, you might be able to transmute the poison, right? So, I know a few old guys who have taken the vaccine and they haven't seemed to suffer any side effects. So both these people in question are right with God. So if they haven't had any side effects yet, maybe that offers something promising. All right. Now, there's also, can you hear me, Mike?
Yeah, keep going.
There's also rumors of a Japanese patch that might get released that could absorb two-shot vaccine damage. But
I heard about that patch. I heard about it.
Macron and Trudeau are blocking its release right now. All right. Well, that's the cover story, right? That's the public story. But anyways, that's something that I've got, that's actually hopeful. And I want to go a little bit new agey because it's really important that we avoid negative energy.
I know.
It's butting heads with demanding masking rights and stuff like that doesn't go a long way to building the world of tomorrow. And I've been everywhere, and I've used my private jet to go and consult with the world's top shamans, the world's top spiritual advisors. And I can tell you, I'm glad that I went and did it, but I'm glad to be back in Canada, and I'm glad to be back home. So I'm not scared to say that I'm in Canada and that I'm here, because for the simple reason, each and every one of us has to defend our home.
Because last time I spoke to you, I think you were somewhere in India.
Yeah, well, that's right. I was. But I flew back in about 3-4 weeks ago, okay? And I've been here, and I'm staying with my home, and I'm going to defend my home because I will not walk away from it, unlike some others who want to, basically abandon Canada. Where the hell is the patriotism in that? Now, the thing that's going on here is that I wanted to talk about the book of Revelations, and I wanted to talk about chronovisor technology. Because like Project Looking Glass, chronovisor technology was actually, it was a priest, I believe, in the 19th century who stumbled upon one. And bottom line was it came from old Egyptian technology. And there were supposedly a few of them around, and like the Cabal got one, and the Alliance got one, and maybe Russia got one, kind of thing, maybe China. I'm not really too sure. But they were looking forward in time, and they did not have the terminology to describe what they were seeing. So, they look forward in time through a chronovisor, and they see Donald Trump leading mankind to the stars. They don't really like it. So during the editing process where they hacked the Bible and removed 16 books of the Apocrypha, because Jesus traveled from the ages of 12 to 30 to go and see every single culture on earth. And he's one and the same to everybody. That's why all 5 faiths are waiting for the return of their saviors right now. So, let me do the list, just to refresh your listeners. Christians are waiting for Jesus Christ. The Jews are waiting for the line of David, Jesus Christ, King of the Jews. The Muslims are waiting for the Mahdi. The Hindus are waiting for the return of Krishna. And the Buddhists are waiting for the Lord Maitreya Buddha. Well, as you know, there's been a revelation that the Servant on the Mount was in America. So that means that they probably appeared to natives, but because he had the power of shape-shifting or else psychic projection, at the very least, he appeared probably to them, you know, more likely as a spirit guide, like a bald eagle or killer whale or what have you, right? You know, I mean, relative to the tribe. My goal has been to try to find all the names of God in all its different forms. I mean, when we're talking spirituality, let's stay away from the label of religion, because religion is what got us partly into this mess in the first place. Spirituality and being right with God has nothing to do with religion, and it's got everything to do with spirituality, because religion is dogma. And I love the Bible, but it's taken a hell of a lot of work in order to filter through all the bullshit in order to get at the meat and potatoes and the truth. So, you know, when you look at that 1 Corinthians passage, chapter 15, verses 50 to 54, it talks directly about the ascension, mentions the last trump in the King James Version, and then says at the sound of the last trumpet, we will all be changed in the twinkling of an eye. So I'm not going to hold back anything anymore. I don't give a rat's ass about system surveillance or anything, because they are powerless to stop me, and they are powerless to stop what is coming. It's that simple. Now, let me get back to my new agey thing. So they're looking forward in time through the chronovisor. They don't like what they see with Donald Trump, so they come up with a concept. They call it the Antichrist, to make him look unpopular and bad and make people doubt. There's number one. The Bible also talks about beheadings. And there was a Procurement Canada and a Procurement USA announcement about 6 or 7 months ago for a mass order of guillotines. This was just to generate fear, and a later research showed that these procurement orders were nothing but for paper guillotines for trimming paper. But the fact is, if you were using a chronovisor, okay, and didn't have the terminology in order to describe it, and you were looking forward in time and you saw all the patriots and the right-wing people losing their profiles from Twitter and Facebook, normally a profile is a shot of a head. So they would think that all those profiles going down would be beheadings. All right? And this is important. I mean, if you've done your homework and you've studied the possibilities, then the revelations come to you. And I had a waking dream the other night, and I want to tell everybody about the waking dream. But first of all, let's go through a concrete proof and indicator of where we're headed. 10 days ago, there was an emergency cell phone alert, and the emergency cell phone alert here in British Columbia said presidential alert. Now, why the hell are we getting a presidential alert in Canada? Because Trump's finger is on the button. End of story. They've got clones, CGI, whatever it is, actors doing this Biden thing so that they can show mankind the error of their ways. And then when they've, you know, figured they've had enough, or at the point, at God's point, God will pull the plug and go, time for ascension. Why do you think nothing can stop what's coming? The U.S. military has to embrace this. They're powerless to stop it. Absolutely powerless. Same as you, same as me, same as Trudeau, same as the United Nations. They're all powerless to stop it. And I am a Lion of Judah, just like Donald J. Trump. I'm one of his biggest supporters, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. Now, I'm going to go and I'm going to give you my waking dream. Are you still there? You still with me?
I'm listening to what you're saying. Keep going. We got
Okay.
people chatting now live on the Discord. If you guys want to join the Discord, here's the link.
Yeah, now listen, regarding your Discord problem, you got to download the app if you're working from a mobile. It won't work on a browser.
I got it.
Right.
I got the link already. It's working.
Yeah, okay, well, good. I'm glad that you're getting things sorted out. Now listen, here's the waking dream I had. I was at a speech. There were stately university buildings like, you know, Harvard or Yale in the background. And Donald Trump was under the shade of a couple of trees at a podium giving a speech. I did not hear the speech. But he finished the speech, and he walked off the stage, and he walked over to the dignitaries on the right-hand side, and there was no John F. Kennedy Jr. in the dream. Not saying that he's not there. I'm just saying he wasn't present in the dream. It was all Donald Trump. He was the main man, the center of attention, the center of attraction. And he went and he laid his 6'3" massive frame down across the laps of the dignitaries that were seated there. And his head ended up in Melania's lap, and he was looking straight up into her eyes. And he looked like longingly into her eyes, and he just said, he heaved a sigh of relief, and he said, "Thank God that's over with." And I happened to be there in some sort of an ethereal form. And I asked him, like Columbo, "Sir, just one more question. Are you 45 or are you 19? And he responded to me, "I'm 19. So that means he's the 19th president of the Republic, and it's all systems go for ascension. And it's going to happen between now and June 21st, because Matthew chapter 24, 29 to 35 clearly tells us the summer is nigh and the time is near. And if the summer is nigh and the time is near, that means that it's going to begin before calendar summer. And calendar summer means nothing. It's all about the position of the planet, the orbit. Mm-hmm. So right now, that's what I've got for you. All right? I don't really have anything else.
Okay.
But
I'm running out of time here.
Okay.
But I wanted to get you on because I know you were trying to call in, and sometimes it's tough to get you. Either you're flying somewhere or you're in a car or, you know.
Yeah. Well, right now I got a brand new ride, and I'm doing my 5D Earth in the most beautiful place in the world, and that's British Columbia, and I'm not scared to admit it. And that's why they tried to burn California to Washington, because the happy people live out west. So they wanted to turn them all into democratic shitholes. Mm-hmm. Now you know. The secret is high vibe. The secret is lower the vibration, lower, like not lower the vibration, lower the negativity, and think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And I highly recommend everybody to tune in to your show and also Michael Della Rocca at Our Everyday Lives for some good New Age motivation that will keep people's heads screwed on right. You have yourself a good night. We'll talk again soon.
God bless you. So there's Dr. Mysterio on the show. Basically going full kook. He called it himself, full kook. We had a lot of good callers on this show tonight. Guys, if you could share this on your YouTube, if you have a YouTube like section that says community, if you could share this on your community, I would really appreciate this. We're just 99% of the stuff we're bringing up is public domain. It's on. We're talking about stuff that they're telling us straight up. We're talking about stuff that they're trying to sell us. Stuff they're trying to tell us. Stuff. Look at the protests in 2019. We're just connecting the dots here is all we do. And woo! Yeah, that whole Mitch story really, we got to say a prayer for Mitch. You know, it's very important. And what's been going on, it's just absolutely horrendous. You know, we need to stay focused on the prize. We need to be at one with ourselves. We need to be able to negotiate for ourselves, goddammit. We need to be able to ask questions. And if they want to make fun of me, well, you go ahead. You want to call me a racist? Call me a racist. You want to call me whatever the hell makes you feel better. Because I don't care. Because I will always, always, always negotiate for myself. I'm never going to have anyone tell me what to do. I don't mind people giving advice, but I don't want to be told. Nobody is born on this earth to be told what to do. They are told, they are educated from right and wrong. We learn growing up what is right and wrong. And everything we learned that was right and wrong and how to do things, They're doing everything wrong from what we were told how to do things. So I'm going to go on Discord. I got the Discord here, and I think someone's messaging me on Discord here. So there's the Discord right there. And Layla's there. Fauci now says, putting a fan on your head to blow the virus away is better than a mask. So we got the Discord up and running. I'm going to give you guys the link again. Invite people, copy link. So guys, go on the Discord if you want to talk to others on the channel here. And it's not private, but it is. We have ranks in here. We have Corpora Gamies. That's captains. We got captains. We got captains on the channel here. Woo! We got captains. So let's go over here. So we got our captain. Corpora Gamies are captains. Then we have consigliaries. And then we have underbosses. So everyone's broken down on, like, I guess, different... let me see here. I'm going to put... Okay. So Nancy will be Corpora Gamis. So she'll be a captain. And then everyone gets broken down this really cool pattern of leadership. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. It just sounds cool as all. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of maybe throw this out there for you guys. Nancy saying, hi, Mike, finally figured it out. Woo! So, guys, I really hope you guys could share this. You know, I've actually put a lot of work and effort into this show. And, you know, let me say something here, if that's okay. You know what? I think the reason why I don't even think YouTube knows we're here. Something's telling me, and I spoke to somebody, the reason why I lose more subscribers than I gain, I think what's happening is, I think YouTube put us in some sort of format or put us into some area where, like, okay, this guy's fully throttled. So, I mean, even if he posts stuff and he's not going against our guidelines, no one's going to see his stuff anyway. I think they forgot about us here. I think we're in this, like, level of, in the middle of nowhere in YouTube algorithm where, like, we don't exist to them, but we're here in a way. So I spoke to somebody that worked for YouTube like 5 years ago before the algorithm was put in. And he told me that your channel just might be floating in limbo. Like, it's not like they know it's there, but it's in a position where they think no one knows it. Like, no one could see anything or no one gets notifications. I don't grow with subscribers. Because I average about 5 subscribers a month, maybe 3. Now I'm down because I lost 8 subscribers in the last 2 days, right? So the Ravens in the house here. We got Wade the Scrappers. Grindhouse Cartoons is saying Mike's show is one of a kind. Yeah, we need the Raven to sign up on Discord because he sends links. He has links. He has connections, okay? The Raven is connected. He knows things. And he could just post it on our Discord page, right? So he could go down the Discord, talk to us. Then maybe you guys could help me out with the Discord if you don't mind. Kind of show me certain things on Discord that I should be doing or setting up, or maybe make some people some moderators. I don't know, man. I don't even know how to use this. So I'm going to leave it up to some couple of you guys there to take care of everything. So, yeah, we're winding down. We got 7 minutes left. We got Lenny Poo just sent me a photo. Put it on Discord. She put something here. Medical article. Yeah, Lenny Poo should just throw that at her. Oh, Lenny Poo sent me this. What is this? France bans. What's France banning now? Oh, submit your ebook. Okay. France bans gender neutral wording in schools, warns it's harmful and confusing. Is this a good thing? I don't even know what the hell this means. Gender neutral wording. Okay, yeah, so it's confusing kids. Yeah. Mike, they have a laser on you. Hopefully we can get Layla on next week if she's free. Woo! To talk about what's going on. And I think I just saw here So if you're not into crypto, you eventually get sucked into Discord. I just see right here. Look who's on. Look who's on right here. It's our friend.
Ricky Spanish.
Ricky Spanish is here. So he's got links he sends too. So guys, Ricky Spanish, Spark Drive, Chaos, Anna, Eric, Billy, Alan Howick, please, do me a favor and, oops, what do I have my mute on? Oh, use microphone. Discord wants to use your microphone. Okay, a microphone denied. Okay, I don't care about that. Okay. Okay, I'm just looking at my own profile here. Okay. Ooh. I'm just looking at this here, guys. So I'm going to be fixing up this Discord. Maybe get a few people here. My Mac Pro laptop, we can phone in through this Discord, right? I have no idea. I'll figure that out. Yeah, so we'll figure that out together, guys. We'll just work on this. So people are posting here 24/7 now. So it's kind of good that we have a place that we could be together. Again, we could be together and just talk. And I don't think no one else cares what we're doing here, as long as we keep it kosher. We're talking about BTC flash crash. We need Raven in here to clean things up here. I'm just joking. Set things straight. Wow, we have 200 people watching. Wow. Oh, man. Anyways, guys, it's my third hour. I'm tired. My family just arrived. They went to have some fun outside. I chilled with you guys. I'm going to put my kids to bed. And Ralphie.co.New Zealand. Don't forget to check him out. I want to thank all our callers that called in today to make the show good. I want to thank all our callers tonight that made tonight possible on Mike in the Night. I want to thank our first caller from Ireland, Shay, who called us from north of Dublin. From Ireland, giving us the news and what's going on. Then I want to thank Ricky Spanish. And I want to thank Mitch for coming on and giving us his story and his testimony on what's happened. And I really feel for him. Really do. It's really tragic what happened to him. I want to thank our resident scientist that came on, Spider Jerusalem, for coming on. And who else came out? I'm sorry if I forgot, guys, but I want to thank everyone. I want to thank all for the super chats too. Everyone that sent me super chats, thank you so much. Everything gets put back into the show. Everything gets thrown into the show. Anyways, guys, Mike Martin's here. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. If you can't take care, please stay safe. Mike Martin.